If we had, yes, donate to the school, $ FDMG school on your Cash App. 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 If you need to mail in your donation, make it payable to the FDMG Academy, P.O. Box 9634. P.O. Box 9634. P.O. Box 9634, Wilmington, Delaware. That is Wilmington, Delaware, 19809. We appreciate $1, but we would rather have 10. We appreciate $20, but we would rather have 50. We appreciate $50, but we would rather have 100. We appreciate $100, but we would rather have 200. We're trying to renovate a school, brothers and sisters. We're trying to renovate a school. We're not fixing a flat tire. We're not fixing a flat tire. We're not opening up a penny candy shop. We're not selling water ices, okay? We're not selling hot dogs. We're renovating a school. Do you understand? Do you understand? So please, brothers and sisters, give what you can. We're building an institution, okay? We're trying to give our children a chance that we didn't have. That's what we're doing. I don't have to pin it because I done already told you what it is. Don't be lazy. $ FDMG school. Don't be lazy. $ FDMG school. Before I continue with my message, thank you, Sister Avanti, $10 coming on the Cash App. Thank you, sister. Next time, make it 20, but thank you for that 10. I know you barely had that. Thank you, sister.
All right, thank you so much for tuning on in. I apologize for the delay, but we got plenty to get into. Cookie Crush Chat is undefeated. Let's go.
FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. It's coming.
Hold on. Yeah. Nah, I got this. I got this.
FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG, it's coming. 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 Oh, it's coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. Thought his personality be twerking. It's twerking.
Yep, Cash App is gone. Cash App is gone. What is Umar going to do now? Walmart's hiring. UPS is hiring. Target maybe. What you going to do, Umar? See, Umar's a Cash App struggle scammer. You're a Cash App struggle scammer. It's interesting. You take shots at people who criticize you and you claim that they're struggle streamers, but they're doing way better than you, Umar. They have jobs, they have careers, they have a wife, they don't have 3 baby mamas. They haven't been on child support for 22 years with over 80 entries into the child support docket on those 3 baby mamas. They have their own home, they have their own cars. Umar, you don't have any of that. You're living Cash App to Cash App, but allegedly the Cash App got shut off. So what you gonna do now, Mr. Struggle? You can't even scam right. You struggling scam. You know it's bad when you struggling scamming. The idea is if you're gonna take all this money out of black people, $2 million at least, you should be doing okay, but you're not. That's why you always begging for money. And no amount of money that people send you is ever enough because you're living Cash App to Cash App, PayPal to PayPal. And yeah, that PayPal can be shut down very easily. All people have to do is contact PayPal, let PayPal know that you have a nonprofit, but that you're not filing proper paperwork with the IRS for money that you're collecting through PayPal. That's a scam right there. And there's at least 2 years where you put zero that you didn't collect any money. All they have to do is look into the online receipts that they have. Simple. And look and see if you received any donation money for either one of those years. And right there, boom, your PayPal is gone. And then what you going to do, Umar? You better just go and get a job. You're always talking about everybody else and lying on other people. But the truth of the matter is that for a very long time, you've been struggling. In fact, I'm going to share some things with y'all before we get into the show. The other thing, too, quick question chat is undefeated. Thank y'all so much for tuning on in. I don't think we're going to have time to get to the main video today because I want to get caught up on everything else. I do have the main video lined up here, but we got to finish the other videos. And if we don't get to the main video, then that will be the big video for tomorrow, and we'll make it a big thing. Okay, I just want to set that now because I got to get step by step with this. Otherwise, I'm going to be further behind in the older videos, and then we'll never get to get caught up. Okay, I want to share some things with you guys about Umar. I put together 25 facts about Umar, and really how I should probably do it. And I'll just copy and paste it into here. Well, let me see if it allows me to do it, and we'll go step by step, and then we'll get into the show. Let me put this into StreamYards. And actually, I'm going to need to delete these if you guys don't mind. Give me a second. Hope you guys are doing all right. My plan is to live stream today, tomorrow, and maybe Wednesday. I got family coming in town. We got birthday parties and all this other stuff coming on up here, and I'm running around trying to get stuff done. Okay. So I want to apologize for being late here today. I'm gonna try my best to be on time tomorrow, but it's with 5 kids and birthdays. We had 3 birthdays this month. It's just sometimes it gets a bit overwhelming. Okay, I try to do my best. Okay, let me do this. Let's go step by step. Maybe we won't do all of them. Well, let me go down to the bottom here. I want to share this with you guys. A lot of people don't know this about Umar. And actually, I'm gonna put it in here. I'll just tell y'all. Because he always talking about how everyone else wants to be him and how they're struggling. Umar received eviction paperwork in 2010. He's been struggling since at least 2010, which correlates to in and around the time that the last time he was employed. He hasn't worked a job since around 2010, 2011, but he got eviction paperwork in 2010. He was able to resolve that. He stayed there, but ultimately he received eviction paperwork again in 2019. After he had acquired these abandoned buildings. See, once he spent that money for these abandoned buildings, $400,000, he couldn't even pay his rent. See, he's been living off that money. See, so how can Umar, you're a Cash App struggle scammer. How can you say that other people are struggling when going at least back to 2010, you were struggling like a matter of fact, in 2018, a small claims judgment was filed against Umar Johnson in the amount of $1,233. It was probably dealing with some rent that was due. You couldn't even pay your rent back in 2010, allegedly. 2008, excuse me. You're evicted since 2019, and you haven't had your own place since 2019. Umar's only owned 1 car in his whole life. Everything else, at least since that time, is rental cars. And who's paying for it? You donors are paying for that. He's a Cash App struggle scammer. Furthermore, on March 17th of 2016, a federal tax lien was filed against Umar Johnson in the amount of $41,641. You guys know that if the tax lien is $41,000, then that means that Umar brought in probably close to $200,000 in donations for the year of 2015. And that assumes that this $41,000 it assumes that he didn't pay any taxes on the money that he had received. He may have paid on some of it, and yet the tax lien is still $41,641. He has the other ones too in a lesser amount. On April 2nd of 2016, a state tax lien was filed against Umar Johnson in the amount of $4,073. He's a Cash App struggle scammer. On May of 23rd of 2017, a state tax lien was filed against Umar Johnson in the amount of $4,367. See, again, this is in the time where he's getting all types of donations. In fact, by the end of 2016, he had already raised $1 million. So why does Umar have state tax liens in 2016 and 2017 in the amount of $4,073 and $4,367 respectively? And then, of course, on December 19, 2017, a state tax lien was filed against Umar Johnson in the amount of $1,430. So he had two state tax liens in the year of 2017. I don't even know how you do that. See, Umar, you're a Cash App struggle scammer. All right. Let me just pull out a couple of more real quick. To date, and based on Umar's own words in IRS filings, Umar has raised over $2 million. Despite this fact, Umar continues to state that he has raised less than $1 million. Let me do this, then we're gonna get to the show. Okay, I want to reiterate this every single time we get together. Let me do a screen share, and then we're gonna get into these videos. We got quite a bit to get to here tonight. But tomorrow, I think that's when we're gonna get to the big video where Umar admits, at least he says that. We're gonna have to see, because this guy never trusts anything that Umar Johnson said. He's a habitual liar. Okay, never trusts anything that he has to say. So let's take a look at this. Umar Johnson followers, be clear about this too as well, in terms of Umar in his scamming ways. In 2014 through 2016, he had already raised $1 million. I have him on record saying that we need another $1 million. This is a video when he was in, where was he at? He was in Maryland, and he was looking at a school out there, allegedly. And he says, we need another $1 million, which means that he already had $1 million. Then he says, we almost got $1 million. We're just going to go with $1 million. Okay. Umar has also stated that he receives $125,000 on average per year, because the numbers are all over the place. Well, if that's the case, from 2017 to 2018, we can safely say that he collected $250,000, right? $125,000 plus $125,000. So therefore, from 2014 to 2018, Umar has collected $1.25 million, $1,250,000. And guess what? To date, he's still telling people that he hasn't raised $1 million. He was already over $1 million back in 2016, or we should at least be able to say that back in 2017. Okay, he still lies about this to this day. So $1,250,000 in 2019, he purchased these abandoned buildings. You take $1,250,000 minus $400,000, in 2019, after he purchased these abandoned buildings, he should have had $850,000 left over. Where'd the money go? He's a scam artist. And then, of course, he continues to collect money from 2019 to 2024. We're not even counting 2025 so far. That's 6 years, 2019, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 20, 6 years altogether, 2019 through 2024. And if we take 6 years times 125,000, then that's going to be about $750,000. Now, he should have had left over $850,000 after purchasing these abandoned buildings in 2019. We're going to add that the amount that he's collected since 2019 through 2024, that's $750,000. And after purchasing these abandoned buildings, Umar should have had left over $1,600,000. Where's the money at? And then if we add back the $400,000 purchase price for these abandoned buildings, even though Umar never provided any receipts on this for the purchase price, 2014 through 2024, Umar has raised, at the very least, bare minimum, he's raised $2 million. And he's still telling people in 2025 that he hasn't even raised $1 million. He's a scam artist. He is a Cash App struggle scammer. Okay. All right. I have to show those receipts over and over again, just so. And again, I have videos to back all this up. You can also look at the IRS filings based upon what Umar is reporting to the IRS. And I'm going to say something. I will propose that the amount of money that Umar is reporting, when he does report, because there's a couple of years he doesn't report it, he says he ain't collected any money. That's crazy. But I will propose, and I'll argue that Umar, he's underreporting the amount of money that he's raised. Again, my best estimate is $2.7 million. But at the very least, based upon Umar Johnson's own words and based on IRS filings, I can state conclusively, without a shadow of a doubt, that Umar has raised at the bare minimum $2 million. And understand this: since Umar started using Cash App, which he's been using, I want to say for the last 7 years, something like that. Yeah, because it was after GoFundMe got shut down. I'm going to show y'all something else just a moment. Is Black Anonymous here? Let me know if you're in here, Black. Yeah, you in here. He's been using Cash App for, I'm going to, my estimate, and I can find out in my notes, but my best estimate, he's been using Cash App for about 8 years now, 7 or 8 years now. See, now, if someone had called Cash App and said, hey, listen, this guy, he's running this school scam, he has nonprofit status, he's filing with the IRS and stating that he hasn't collected any donations for this year and this year. Can you look and see whether or not he collected cash out for that year for this FDMG school? And all they have to do is look at their receipts, and automatically that's it. They can do the same thing with PayPal. So he's already been shut down off of other platforms. See, so it's inevitable. Only a matter of time with Umar. He's going to be shut down on PayPal. And then what are you going to do, Umar? You've been living off of this money. Even before you started raising money for the St. Paul school scam in 2014, Umar was already struggling in life heavily getting eviction notices, poor, broke. That's why when Tariq Nasheed went to go do the Hidden Colors thing in 2011, and he went to go record Umar he had his stuff all inside of a storage unit. And had a little thing set up where, with the Frederick Douglass thing in the back, and that's where they recorded him. Had the big old bumpity bump on his lip. It was a little storage facility. See, Umar was struggling way before 2014. See, Umar, you're a Cash App struggle scammer, and you were struggling before you were scamming on this FDMG situation, and you've been struggling since, even though you've raised at least bare minimum $2 million. All right, let me do this. I want to show, I want to go over here because you guys have to be very careful with Umar because he's a habitual liar. He always understates how much money he's raised and for how long. And then he overstates problems. He overstates expenses. Like recently, he stated that he had purchased these doors, these metal doors or steel doors, whatever he said, for $20 million for 6 of them. Someone sent me and they said, you can find these doors, same type of doors, and you can get them for $1,500. But Umar, based on what he's saying, he's saying what, 3,000 and 1,500, 1,300, something like that. I think they said 1,500. They were saying that that's brand new. Umar was trying to say that these doors that were put in that he spent 20,000 on for 6 of them, that they were new. And then he said brand new. Specifically, he said brand new. Because I had someone say, well, maybe he just meant that they're new to the building. No, let's not do that. Let's not do that. Okay. Let's not make excuses for Umar. Umar stated they're brand new. That's why they cost so much. But no, they're used. These used doors that have scratches all over them, didn't even fit the interior, for the little hallway. Didn't even fit. Big old gap in the middle. One of them's higher than the other one. Umar wants to pass them off as brand new, and then they're going to cost more than what brand new doors would cost. No, those are used doors. But you see what I'm saying? Umar will overstate how much it costs to get those things. May have been donated. Where's the receipts on any of this? He's a scam artist. Okay, he's a Cash App struggle scammer. Now I want to show y'all something that he posted. I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but I want to show y'all this right here. Always be careful with Umar because he's a habitual liar. Look at this right here. Let me take myself off of this. This is what Umar posted 3 days ago, and this is him talking about GoFundMe. He's bringing up GoFundMe. He says 2015, due to false complaints from the Coonocracy and YouTube and struggle streamers. Umar, you're a Cash App struggle scammer, and yeah, you're a YouTube and struggle streamer too, because they shut you down when you tried to have a YouTube page, even though you said that you didn't have one. No, you had one. They just shut you down because you're a struggle. Your whole life is a struggle. Every day you struggling. Now you really struggling. I don't mean to laugh, but that's what you get, scammer. 2015, due to false complaints from the Coonocracy and YouTube and struggle streamers, our GoFundMe was canceled. Now look what year he's putting up there. 2015. So this is to lead. He wants you all to believe that his GoFundMe was canceled in 2015. Okay. Now that's one thing. We're gonna come back to that. But the other thing is that Umar, with these dates and shit, he's like really, really off the wall delusional with these dates because he wants dates to match 2015 and then 2025. You see the correlation there 10 years later. Due to false complaints from the Coonocracy and YouTube and struggle streamers, our Cash App was canceled. Okay, so what he's saying here is that in 2015, his GoFundMe was canceled, and then in 2025, his Cash App was canceled. And part of it is because he always wants to make these dates fit together somehow. I was born on Wednesday, and this is on Wednesday. Back in 2015, I did this, and now here we are in 2025, 10 years later, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, but what's wrong with this, though, by the way? What's wrong with this? Well, the truth of the matter is that Umar's GoFundMe, it wasn't shut down in 2015. Anybody remember when it was shut down? I'll wait. How's it going, Erica? Thanks for tuning on in. Elizabeth, God's little princess, thank you so much. Eddie, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Elizabeth, Tori's in the building as well. We'll get to the super chat just a moment. Tata, how's it going, Tata? Thank you so much. Chris is in the building as well. Yeah, he's always sun goddess. Umar's always blaming other people. It's a narcissism. He can't hold himself accountable for anything. When was Umar Johnson's GoFundMe shut down? No, Barn King, it wasn't 2013. Because remember, GoFundMe was after. Remember, when he first started, he didn't have GoFundMe. Umar had P.O. Box, checks and money orders. Then he got mad because people, what he says, the lazy Negroes didn't want to get a stamp. So he got PayPal too. But then ultimately, he gets GoFundMe. Okay, so it has to be after 2014. Okay? Nope, not 2014. It's after. It's got to be after. Yeah. Yeah, this is it right here. Wayne got it. It was in 2017. So I want people to think about this. And it was at the end of 2017. Let's see, Black Anonymous, and I can actually pull it up and show you guys. It was at the very end of 2017. And initially he got shut down for a couple of days and it was reinstated. And then Umar made up this big story about how he sent in the paperwork and all this stuff, but then it got shut down anyway. Okay. So it was 2017. By the way, Black Anonymous, if you're here, you can confirm that because you actually did a couple of pieces on your blog posts. You did 2 blog posts on this, at least 2. Okay. So I want people to think about this real quick. Why would Umar say that it got shut down in 2015? Well, there's 2 reasons. One is that Umar wants there to be a correlation between getting shut down on CashApp because he's a CashApp struggle scammer in 2025 and his GoFundMe being canceled allegedly in 2015, but it wasn't canceled in 2015. It was canceled in 2017. So that's one of the reasons why. But the other reason why is that if Umar says 2017, then basically he can just state that, hey, listen, I wasn't collecting money on GoFundMe that long. No, you were collecting money on GoFundMe from March 3rd of 2015 through December 27, 2017. And then they shut you down. That's a total of 2 years and 10 months. But Umar is saying that it got shut down in 2015 when it was set up March 3rd, 2015. You see how this guy's a liar? He's a habitual liar. See? That's a total. He had a GoFundMe for 1,030 days and raised about $403,000 just on GoFundMe. Actually, by the time it closed out, it was a little more than that. But we'll say $400,000. It's over $403,000 over the course of 2 years and 10 months. How does a guy raise just on GoFundMe alone in 2 years and 10 months $400,000 just on GoFundMe? And he's been raising money now for almost 11 years, and he's still not at $1 million. He's a habitual liar. That's the point I want to make here. Okay? All right. Yeah, Umar, it's about to be real difficult for this guy. Real difficult. Yeah, it was in 2017. Yep. There you go. That's right. It was in December. You're absolutely right about that. Yep. You're absolutely right. I can pull up a screenshot of it too and prove it to you guys. This guy, he lies so much. He's a habitual liar. Okay. Before we get into these receipts, we got to get through this because I want to set things up for tomorrow. So, and we'll take our time tomorrow and we'll get to the main video I haven't watched it yet. Everyone's been talking about it. It's about 50 minutes long. So we'll take tomorrow's show and we're going to sit and we're going to get through the whole video tomorrow. That's going to be absolutely crazy because Umar is now claiming, and I believe it's true at this point, that CashApp shut him down. But remember, he said that before this, and that's the video we're going to get today. And then he was still asking for CashApps. So something happened. Okay. All right. Let me get to these super chats real quick. Then we're going to get into the show. Akeem says, I heard Umar is coming out with King Kong. He needs to. King Kong condoms. You got to protect your Shango stick before she feels your black power. No Diddy. No, I'm just playing. Oh, man, this is wild. Yeah. You know, Umar, he'll talk about sexual discipline, but he has at least three baby mamas. And one of the baby mamas, when Umar was 41, it was a young lady. She was in her early 20s. He was 41. He got her pregnant. Did you guys know that? What kind of man at the age of 41 is all black power stuff, talking about we got to be sexually disciplined and we got to love these black women? But you got a young lady who's in her early 20s that you impregnated, Umar. And then she has to file child support on your ass. How many people knew that? 41 at the time. And this young lady was in her early 20s. See, Akeem, one could argue, well, he should at least use a condom. Well, the truth is, Umar, he shouldn't have been dealing with her anyway. He's a 40-fucking-year-old man. What kind of man does that? See, that's predatory. You guys want to know what year that was, too? Hold on one second. It's nuts. Umar ain't got no shame. Talking all this Pan African. No, you just a Cash App struggle scammer. That's all you are. This was in 2015. Remember, he started raising money in 2014 for the St. Paul school scam. Well, in the following year, this young lady has to put Umar on child support because he ain't taking care of his responsibilities. He ain't taking care of the baby, providing for the baby. He's 41. He's collecting crazy money in 2014, 2015. I already told people about that. 2016, it starts to slow down in 2017, 2018, because people are like, where's the school you said you were going to open in 2013? You said it was going to open in 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18. See? And then in 2019, he purchased abandoned buildings. Here we are 6 years later. But in 2019, that money starts picking up again because people get excited. So 2019, 2020 was his major getting smoked out year. He got really smoked out in 2020. Too much money coming in. He ain't doing nothing. So 2020, 2021, well, by the time we get to 2022, things start slowing down again. See? And then every once in a while, he'll do a paint day, money pick up. He'll get on the Breakfast Club, money to pick up. See? And then here we are now in 2025. Well, Cash App got shut down. See, Cash App's been his main source of income since the GoFundMe was shut down back in 2017. 2017, 2008. Yeah. And I have to, just to be clear, there was another app that he was using. I think it's defunct now, that he was using after the GoFundMe gets shut down. And then ultimately he goes on the Cash App not too long after. I just can't remember what that one was called. If anyone remembers, you can post this out the chat room. But the point that I'm making is that in 2015, Umar was making crazy money. And yet he ain't taking care of this baby. He got 3 baby mamas at least. He ain't take care of this baby. And this young woman was in her early 20s. What kind of man does that? And Umar's 41. What kind of man does that? Yeah, he tried to go to Plum Fund. But yeah, Jimmy Jam, you're right. He tried to do Plum Fund, but they shut his ass down because of fraud. But I'm saying that there was another app. It was like it's similar to Cash App. I just can't remember what it was. But then ultimately he got on Cash App and he's been using that ever since, up until more recently. But that Cash App has become his main means of getting money out of people. And that's why he's so desperate now. Okay. Thanks for Super Chat, King. Let me get through these real quick. We got to get to these videos. Western Union. Umar. And I've been seeing people been saying stuff. Yeah, like get Zelle. Okay, you guys, Umar, you keep playing. It's only a matter of time. You can only go through so many of these online. At a certain point, it's already caught up to him. See, it's going to be very difficult for Umar moving forward. Very difficult. He can't go back to GoFundMe unless he can figure out, I don't know, get someone else to sign. I don't know. See, Umar was talking about how GoFundMe was shut down. No, if Umar, if there wasn't any problems, and if he was on the up and up, then you could have just set up another account. Why haven't you done that since 2017? That's almost 8 years ago. Why hasn't Umar done that since 2017? Well, because he's not in good standing. They know he's a fraudster, just like Cash App. They must know it now. Now, again, I don't know exactly what took place, but all one would have to do is to call Cash App and talk and say, hey, listen, this guy has a nonprofit. He's collecting money using Cash App, which is ridiculous anyway. And then say, here's the IRS filings, and you can go look this up for yourself. Give the EIN number and say, go and look up the IRS and look at for these years where he's saying that he didn't collect any money, and then look if he's receiving any Cash Apps donations for any of these years, and they'll look it up and automatically they'll say, oh yeah, he was receiving it, so he's not reporting to the IRS. See, Cash App has to protect their business too. They have to protect the integrity of their brand too. You mean to tell me that they see this from the IRS and as they see how Umar's not reporting anything for these years and they know he's collecting money from them, they just gonna stick with it and they cool with it? No, they got to protect themselves too. See? So I wouldn't be surprised, Matt, that Umar talking about get on your Western Union. You know, ain't no telling. It's going to be interesting to see what he comes up with. That's the thing with these scammers, and he's a Cash App struggle scammer. It's going to be interesting to see what he concocts. These scammers are always their minds are always operating in terms of what can I do next? If this doesn't work, what can I do next? Okay, this got shut down. What can I do next? And that's the mode that Umar's in. Like we used to do the same thing. He's in jail now. Jay Morrison still does the same thing. He was always thinking, okay, if this doesn't work, okay, what can I do? What's the next excuse? What's the next excuse? What's the next scam I could run? Well, that's Umar. Okay. Thanks, Matt, for the super chat. Information man, peace and respect to you too. Thank you so much for tuning on in. And I did promote your the video you did yesterday. And I don't think we're gonna get to that. Well, I don't think we're gonna get the video that you covered yesterday until tomorrow. But I did promote it on my community tab. I didn't watch the whole video. What I watched up was to the point where you started to issue your commentary. You start playing the videos, actual video, and then you started issuing your commentary, because I want to actually watch it tomorrow and just watch it without having seen it. Okay, just live reaction. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do tomorrow. But I want to send a shout out to Information Man. Thank you so much. Continue the work that you're doing. And I want to thank you for being being an inspiration to me, but then also, being encouraging. I really appreciate this. I looked up to this brother. Same thing with Make a Change. I've said this in the past. I just wish I had gotten my stuff together earlier in life, like these brothers did. But life doesn't work like that. And I made a lot of mistakes, but I'm doing a whole lot better. I still got a long way to go. Okay, so thank you so much, brother, for your support. And if you guys aren't subscribed, you guys know I don't do this. Okay, but this is a good brother. If you guys aren't subscribed to Information Man, it's worth subscribing. Okay, I'm subscribed. Okay, thanks. I appreciate you, bro. We also have Thursday night gift, who actually looks like me. I thought it was a picture of me for a moment, but I think you probably have a lot more hair than me and not as much gray. Says we need to understand, overstand, and understand that Umar is a cyber bomb. Exactly. We need to understand and overstand and understand that Umar is a Cash App struggle scammer. We need to understand, understand. Well, Umar, with that, whatever he do, that'll be cracking up. But he got that from Dr. Valentine. That's where he got that from. Umar, he's a plagiarist. See, well, Umar, anything that's original is crazy, batshit crazy stuff. Like, I'm going to open a black vegan sports bar. Or we're going to have FDMG Farm with black pigs. See, that's Umar. I'm sorry. Let me get back on here. See, anything that's Umar's original thought, he way out there. But if stuff sounds kind of reasonable, he's taking it from someone else. Like, he'll talk about the post-traumatic slave disorder or disease, but really he's taken that from Dr. Joy DeGruy. He doesn't really talk about that as much these days, but back then he should talk about it. Someone told me, and I haven't been able to verify it, but that he was issued a cease and desist by Dr. DeGruy because that's her intellectual property. And then Umar would take derivatives of that. He would say the post-traumatic black black relationship disorder. He just make up shit, but nothing that he comes up with that comes from his own mind is reasonable or rational. He's a plagiarist. He'll take other people's stuff and bastardize it. That's what he does. And he got that the understand and overstand and understand. He got that from Dr. Valentine. Okay. All right. Thanks, Thursday night gift. I appreciate it. Gifts. Thank you so much for the super chat. Sal says, unfortunately, when PayPal finally catches up with him and curtails his donations, this will be the perfect excuse as an out to abandon the FDMG project. Yeah. The thing, though, with Umar, and that's a good point. You're right. The thing with Umar is that he always uses these types of situations as an excuse as to why it is that the school is not open. Right? Hit the one. See, it's his own doing in the first place. He's responsible for all of these failures. He's responsible for getting shut down from GoFundMe. He's responsible for getting shut down from Plum Fund. He's responsible. It's him. But he got shut down from PayPal a couple of times too, at least two times. But now here with Cash App, he'll use this as an opportunity to play the victim card. Like, okay, they're victimizing me, woes me, blah, blah, blah. And his followers, they eat it up. He does this every single time. But see, the reason why he's in this position in the first place is because he's a scam artist. He's been scamming and scheming on this FDMG school scam since at least 2010. He conceptualized it in 2004. That's based on what he says. And then in 2005, that's when he decided to start building this. What? You didn't even have a job in 2005, Umar. Wait a minute. You had no. You start working with the Philadelphia School District. No, that's right. Yeah, that's right. You were working in the Philadelphia. See, Umar, what you should have done is you should have been working all this time and building up your career and then saving money on the side and finance this shit yourself instead of expecting black people to do it. And then when stuff don't work out, he always blames other people. So, Sal, with this Cash App thing, Umar, he'll spin this. He'll going to use it as an excuse as to why he's not making any progress, even though he said that renovations were done in 2023. You figure real quick, Sal, you figure that if renovations, based on what Umar said, this is how much of a liar and a scammer he is. If renovations were done in 2023, wouldn't you guys think that by now classes would have started? We're in 2025. Well, why hasn't classes started? Because renovations weren't complete. Okay, then why did he say that? So that he can get more money out of people. He wants to give the illusion of progress, like he's making all this progress. People get excited, just like when he purchased these trap banners back in 2019. Everybody got excited, was sending him crazy amounts of money. But then by 2020, his ass was smoked out like never before. Because too much money coming in. He got a gambling problem. Okay? He's gluttonous. He eats. He likes to eat. Okay, he has a substance abuse issue. See. So that money came in and he just was self-destruct. By you guys go look at Umar in 2020, this guy was looking like a Pookie times 50. See? So why did he lie then? Why does he lie about these types of things, like the renovations being complete, or when he says, the haters, they shut down my PayPal or my GoFundMe or my cat? Well, he doesn't want to hold himself accountable like a man should and say, hey, listen, I don't know what I'm doing, or just admit I'm a scam artist. I'm a charlatan. Just admit it. Say, hey, listen, you know what? I'm a con man, everybody, and this is not going to happen. I don't even know what I'm doing. Outside of getting money out of people, I don't know how to open up no school. I don't know nothing. I don't even know how to hammer a nail. I ain't never seen Umar hammer a nail at these trap banners in 6 years. I haven't seen him with no drywall, with no saws. I ain't seen him with none of that. The only thing I've ever seen Umar do was with some paintbrushes, and that's the easiest shit to do. It really should be the last thing. Other than that, I ain't seen this guy do nothing that a real man would have done, who's able-bodied. No excuses, but Sal, he's going to use every excuse. And what he's going to say is, then they got my Cash App shut down, and that's why it's hard to get this school open. What you talking about? You had these schools for 6 years, done raised at least $2 million. Ain't no excuse, but he's going to make one. Watch. It's possible that at some point Umar he just sells these shits and just take the money and go to Africa, like KKC was saying. That's possible too. They're doing gentrification up over there. Matter of fact, and I haven't had time to get to emails. I got like 150 something emails I ain't even looked at. But Black and Honest, we sent this document today. No, I ain't seen that one. There's two other ones that I've seen. But the document that you sent today, some of that information is in one of these other documents about this Brandywine district plan. And what they're doing in that city is they're in that district, because Brandywine district, it's in Wilmington, Delaware, but that they're doing all of this gentrification work that was taking place, right? That's why the EPA actually went up there in 2018. They did an inspection and stuff in 2018. I think the report came out in 2019. And that's why they were looking at all these buildings. And one of the buildings they looked at was these trap banners in Wilmington, Delaware. And they classified them as brownfield catalyst sites. Now, I've talked about this. KKC's talked about this. Plenty of other people have talked about this. I'm going to break all that down inside the documentary when I get to that point inside the timeline. But for the purpose of this video, I just want to mention this, that it may be possible that Umar is simply holding on to these buildings long enough for enough gentrification to take place over there to where the property value skyrockets, and then he sells the shits. And then moves on. Maybe he says he's going to build a school in Chicago like he said he was going to do, or he's going to build one in Detroit like he said he was going to do, or he's going to build one down in Atlanta like he said he was going to do, or that he's going to build one on Mars, you know. Just when he was over in Europe, he was just coming up with all these names, and we're gonna do one and you know, everything is Shire over there in Hobbiton, and we're gonna do one in Casa Doom, you know who you are. It's got no stuff. We're gonna do one at Harry Potter's house. Anyway, he may do that, so we just have to wait and see. That's the thing about these scammers. Their minds are always working. And they're criminal minded, so they're always trying to find a way to deceive. And he's the great deceiver of our time. Matter of fact, he's starting to use my terminology now. And then at some point, he's probably going to try to claim it as his own. Umar, I heard you say great deceiver, but you got that from me. Cookie Crush Chaps Undefeated. You got that shit from me. Just like you got the post-traumatic slavery stuff from Dr. Joy DeGruy, and you got the understand, understand for Dr. Valentine. You're a plagiarist, and you're also the great deceiver of our time. you broke ass Cash App struggle scammer. Okay. Thanks, Al, for the super chat. Let me get the rest of these. What's up, Iceman Vamp? I've been reading your comments. Be cracking me up. I was so proud on Saturday. The comments for the Cash App video on King Kong consciousness were all flaming Umar. I know I'll go back and I'll read them every once in a while because there's new ones that pop up all the time. I couldn't find one positive comment. Yeah, people are through with this guy. Now, I haven't watched the video, but I already know how Umar is. He's gonna blame people. He's gonna blame the donors. He's gonna blame me. He's gonna blame the Cookie Crush Chat. He's gonna blame Iceman Vamp. He's gonna blame everybody. That's what he does. Okay. No accountability whatsoever. But the reason why Umar's in the position that he's in right now is because he's a con man. And he just lies and lies and lies to cover up all of the scamming and scheming. I'm going to say something, Iceman Van. I'm going to say this right now. Umar has been like this since childhood. This is nothing new. He was raised in an environment that fostered this type of a mentality. Like up here, I'm talking about up here. See? So he's been thinking this. I mean, his mind is wired this way for over 40 years. That's a long time. He's 50 now, but it's been wired this way for at least 40 years. This is how he thinks. So the thing is that he's going to make excuses. But see, at this point, Iceman Vamp, even his own fathers, because I saw some of the comments were like, look, I send you money and I've been defending you. I can't defend you anymore. Yeah, well, I've been telling y'all all this time. It's the one. I've been telling y'all. But you want to get mad at me. You want to dox my personal information. You want to issue physical threats. Some of y'all, you go off the rails and post my personal information. You call me gay. So unnecessary too. Said that one time to people saying my wife's gay. Well, I do like lesbians, though. I ain't gonna lie about it. Let me stop. I ain't gonna lie about it, okay? I'm sorry, I shouldn't do that. But the point is, I've been telling y'all. See, Umar Johnson, I've been telling y'all, not because I'm an Umar Johnson hater. That's what Umar says about people who criticize him. And some of you Umar Johnson, a lot of y'all waking up now, but a lot of y'all, you were in that Umar Johnson cult shit. It's a mind control. So you call everybody a hater. No, there's no hate here. There's none. It's just facts and receipts. Everything I say, I can back it up. Now, let me say this, that when I say that Umar has had this mentality of a scammer and schemer since 2010, that's me speculating. Okay, so let me say that, just to be fair. But I do want to say this too, Iceman Vamp. In my opinion, Umar was troubled even getting into college. There's this picture that I have of Umar when he was in college, and he looked smoked out. And the people that are in the picture, they look smoked out too. See, Umar's problems don't start in 2025 with Cash App. That's the point I'm making here. And I'm telling you, the Umar Johnson followers now, a lot of them waking up. It don't start with Cash App. See, And he don't have no respect for you donors and you followers. He talk more shit about you than anybody else. You see, you know, so I'm kind. I don't be going in on y'all unless you call. One time a lady called. I didn't go in. I feel like I was cordial enough with the young lady. But I'm not gonna abuse you and like Umar does. Not only does he take your money, but then he's talk shit about you. And I know that based on the comments, Iceman Vamp. I can tell people, they're like, look, I donated to you. I can't believe you saying this. You're talking about the donors now. No, he's been doing that for a long time. That ain't nothing new. He's been talking shit about y'all since 2014. What kind of man does that? And at this point, he's collected at least $2 million, and he's still in 2025 talking shit about y'all and hasn't worked a job since at least 2011. 2010, 2011, Umar ain't worked no job. He got some nerve. But you see, more and more people are waking up. But you see, I've been telling y'all not to be like that. See? And let me say one last thing, Iceman. I'm not here to try to tell people, listen, you need to pick a side, because it ain't even about that. Because see, once Umar is done, there's going to be another person that's going to pop up. And there's already other people out here doing what Umar is doing, scamming on the black community like this. So it's not me versus him or us versus them. That's not what it is. It's about what do we need to do in order to keep people safe from these scammers and these con artists that are running them up and over the internet in particular, and they're targeting black people. What's the skill set that we need to develop in order to have discernment? Well, I'm providing all of that for everyone in my analysis, in our analysis, Good Course Chat, the receipts that I show. Just something as simple as Umar saying that GoFundMe was shut down in 2015. No, it wasn't shut down in 2015. It was shut down, Black Anonymous, shout out to Black Anonymous, at the end of 2017. It was December of 2017. In fact, it started on March 3rd of 2015, and it was shut down in and around December 27th of 2017. For good, it was shut down. It was shut down for a couple of days before that. But then it was back up, and then finally they just shut his ass down. See, Umar, he thinks like this, and he'll lie about simple things. So why does he lie about simple things like that? But see, now the real question is, what level of discernment do we have to have in order to just simply take that line and ask critical questions about why does he do that? Well, there's two things real quick. Like I said in the beginning, number one, he likes to make these connections with dates. It's a mental health thing. You know, like, yeah, that happened on when the moon was in Aquarius back in April the 4th of 2015. And here we are now in 2025. And therefore, that's one. But then the other thing is he doesn't want people to understand that GoFundMe account was open for 2 years and 10 months, and he had raised over $403,000 over the course of 1,030 days. So I have all the receipts. I can actually pull up the screenshot that shows this too, by the way. It'll say $403,000 and some change. So it's about having the discernment. It's hard to have discernment when you're a fanatic of Umar, and you're a fan, you're a fanatic. Fanatics don't think straight. And that's why he preys upon you. And that's why he can expect y'all to send him all this money. And then when his Cash App gets shut down, he'll talk shit about you. Why? Because in his mind, you ain't shit. Remember Lord Jamar show? What did Umar say? I don't care about the people. I care about the donors. Well, what he's really saying is, I don't give a shit about you black people. I care about the money. And see now, Iceman Vamp, these Umar Johnson followers, including the ones that's been going hard for him, riding hard for him, sending money, defending his ass. Now they're realizing, after all these years, that Umar don't give a shit about him, because in his mind, they ain't shit. But you know what? That's what I've been telling people. Ain't nothing new. All right. Thanks, Iceman Vamp. Appreciate it. Yana says, my father forced me and my mother to hear Dr. Umar's speech about Democrats is while we're driving to the tax. Oh, no. Yeah, you guys, I don't mean to do this, but y'all probably sitting in the car like, well, at least you got the taxes done. All right. I'm gonna leave this one alone. Thanks, y'all, for the super chat. I appreciate it. The informant media says, with that 20 versus 1 coming, baby mama. Boy, you wild. Yeah, Umar was talking about he gonna do a 20 versus 1. That means Baby Mama season 2 coming. Baby Mama season coming too. Listen, Umar has 3 baby mamas. Like I was saying earlier, he impregnated this young woman when she was in her early 20s and he's 41. I want you to understand something. When you have someone like Umar Johnson running amok, okay, and on paperwork, 3 baby mamas from 2002 to 2017, and there's a gap between 2002 and 2015. Listen, I don't know this as a fact, but I would not be surprised if Umar didn't have more baby mamas out there somewhere. Plus, he's been traveling all over the world, etc. So if you guys really think about this, in 2002, Umar, at the age of 28, that's when he was put on child support for his first baby mama. But then he's not put on child support again until 2015. I just say it's the second baby mama, but he could have had other ones in between this. See, because he's been living foul like that for such a long time. And she was in her early 20s. He was 41. What kind of man? And then in 2000, we go from 2015 to 2017 when Umar is 43. He impregnates a woman who's in her mid 30s, and she has to put him on child support, and that's in 2017. Then we got 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. We go all the way back to 2002. 3 baby mamas. It's possible that he has more out there. I wouldn't be surprised. And he's been out traveling all over the world, running to you black women and sexually exploiting you. I would not be surprised at all. Okay. Thanks to Informant Media for the super chat. Conscious over condoms. yeah, I guess. See, but the thing is that Umar, he don't care about that. See, Umar, he's greedy. And he don't care about just like he don't care about his donors and he'll talk shit about you. He don't care about the women that he's running through. He don't care about them. How are you going to impregnate a woman at the age of 41 and she's in her early 20s? Just how do you do that? Why are you dealing with her in the first place? See, that's why Umar only claims 2 baby mamas. He doesn't want people to know about that third, because then people are going to ask the question, why are you 41 and you're supposed to be black conscious in 2015? And you want to open up a school for black boys, but you done impregnate a lady who's in her early 20s. You don't want people to know about that. Umar, why don't you address that? And again, I've already extended the invitation. You can come on to this show. We can do a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 20 hour live stream. People said they'll pay to see it. And one of the questions I'll say, well, listen, Umar, in 2015, you impregnated, at the age of 41, you impregnated a young woman who was in her early 20s. Can you explain that? See, first of all, you shouldn't have been dealing with her, but then why are you being so irresponsible? Were you getting her pregnant with your bum ass? Anyway, that's crazy. You already had 1 baby mama before that. Now you have at least 3, at least. Anyway. Thanks, Thursday night gift. CJ says Umar is exhibit A of all my kinfolk and kinfolk. I totally agree with this. Totally agree with this. And see, he twisted because he wants black people to think that he's fighting for the liberation of black people and I'm doing this and I'm trying to save black boys. When and where? He'll tell stories. He'll come up with shit because he's a habitual liar. Yeah, I saved the thousands and thousands. When and where? Where are all these boys? These boys by now, they should be in their late 20s, early 30s. Why aren't they out here defending you, Umar? I've seen young brothers get up on YouTube and say how they're so disappointed in you. I've seen that. But where are these thousands upon thousands and thousands and thousands of black boys when they were boys? Now they're grown men because you've just been scamming for such long. Where are they at? This is the age, social media. It's not even the age of social media at this point. It's really the age of AI. But the point is that social media been around long enough. These kids stay on social media. When I was growing up, there was no social media. So there should be plenty of videos of all these black boys that you done say. But see, Umar, he wants to get the illusion that he's doing all these things for black folk. But no. He's not doing any of these things. See? And I guarantee you that if Umar was white and he was doing this against white people, he would have been locked up a long time ago. And if Umar was black and he was doing this against white people, he would have been locked up even sooner. But because he's black, he's been allowed to run amok. And he wants black people to follow him and to believe in him simply because he's black. That doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter. What matters is right and wrong. And what he's doing, what he continues to do, is wrong. And in that sense, All my skin folk ain't kinfolk. See, that's why I don't call people like Polite. I don't call him Brother Polite. I don't call Umar Brother Umar. No, they're not deserving of that title. I don't even call Umar Dr. Umar. He don't even have an office. He ain't worked as a, he says, it's, understand, he has a side D. See, Umar, he'll say, you know, I'm a therapist. He's not, he ain't worked as no therapist. He's never been licensed. You guys realize he's never had a license. He doesn't hold, in 2025, Umar does not hold a certification, and yet on his Instagram page, he's still lying about that. Here, let me give you another example of this guy, how much of a liar and charlatan and con artist this guy is. Give me 1 second, because I thought I saw this today or yesterday. Is this it? Yeah, here it is right here. Look at this. And thanks, CJ, for a super chat. I appreciate it. This is from 2 days ago. Look at what it says. It says, Dr. Umar Johnson, Dr. Umar Ifatunde, PsyD, CSP, MED, citizens of the Republic of Ghana, which is true. Doctor of clinical psychology. He's not a doctor anywhere. Doctor of clinical psych. This term is nebulous. Doctor of clinical psychology. What does that mean exactly? He's not a clinical psychologist. Where is he working out of? His mama closet, out of hotel rooms, in motel rooms? See? A certified school psychologist. Umar does not hold a certification as a school psychologist or otherwise in 2025. You got to go look this up yourself. See how much this guy lies? This is in 2025. He's still lying about this. Certified school principal. He does not hold a certification as a school principal either to date. Umar, show these receipts, therefore, for all of this. Kinsman to Honorable Frederick Douglass. He's not a kinsman. He's not related. He's not a blood relative. He said all kind of stuff. You're not. Kinsman to 7th AME Bishop Alexander Wayman. I don't know about all this, but I do know that he's not a descendant or a kinsman or related, period, to Frederick Douglass. In fact, his father did a DNA test, and the DNA test came back that they're not related. There's no blood relationship. There's no genetic or DNA relationship whatsoever. But he's still lying about this to this day. National Independent Black Political Movement. This does not exist. National Movement to Save Black Boys. This does not exist. National Independent Black Parent Association. This does not exist. I don't know what this is. Ethiopia World Federation local number. I don't even know what that is. UNIA ACL Detroit Division. Okay, like I said, the President General of the UNIA issued a decree to everyone in the UNIA, and he told them not to fuck with Umar, because Umar was kicked out. He put in a resignation letter, but they were going to kick him out in 2005. And what Umar was doing at a certain point when he was trying to get back in, but they have process and procedures that you have to go through, and there's paperwork that you have to file in order to get back in good standing, because he left in bad standing. So I've already played it recently, and where the letter is read by a UNIA member and stating that Umar Johnson and how he tried to get in with the Detroit division. This is not official. The point that I'm making here, this Detroit division is not official. This is just Umar clout chasing, even though he's not an official member of the UNIA, based upon what was stated by the President General. And the President General is the lead of the organization, like Marcus Garvey was the lead. See? Team Pan African, IMIPAP does not exist. Ifatunde University does not exist. FDMG LGBT Leadership Academy does not exist. P.O. Box does exist. There was a time where he had a P.O. Box in Philadelphia, but that was shut down by the state of Pennsylvania because of fraud. He's still collecting resumes. He still has his PayPal. He also has his personal PayPal, Umar the psychologist. And I don't know. And now he's using Apple Pay, Venmo, and Zelle. Damn. Wow, this guy is now using Apple Pay, Venmo, and Zelle. See how much of a scammer this guy is? And all anyone would have to do is contact Apple Pay. You can contact the legal department, Apple Pay, Venmo legal department, and Zelle legal department, and you can say, hey, this guy has an EIN, nonprofit status with the IRS, and he's collecting money on your platform, and he's not reporting what he's collecting to the IRS. And he was on Cash App and he was doing the same thing. They've shut him down. He was on GoFundMe. He was doing the same thing and they've shut him down because of fraud. I just want you to let you know. I ain't gonna give anybody ideas, but it's really that simple. All right. All right. Okay, enough of this. Let me just get to these last few super chats here, and then we'll get into the video for today. We got about 1,300 people here in the live stream. There is a poll question, and thanks everyone for tuning on in too. I appreciate it. I expected larger numbers. We're back to like when we were in the heyday. We're getting those numbers, and I want to thank everyone so much. I don't take anybody's for granted. I appreciate you guys tuning in and showing up and supporting too. Everyone who sends in the Cash Apps or PayPal or the I can't even think of what the other one is. I appreciate it. There is a poll question, and if you haven't voted on the poll, I want to encourage you to do so. Okay. You would think that someone who scammed black people for this amount of money, that would be in a better position in life. But man, the poll question it's really a simple one. What is Umar Johnson's top scam? FDMG, the shockumentary, the Rules of Romance book, or other? As of right now, 1,025 votes. 87% say FDMG, 3% say the shockumentary, 3% say the Rules of Romance, and 6% say other. Okay, so I'll be updating this a little bit later on during the live stream. We're gonna have about 346 likes too. I want to thank everyone for that as well. Okay, all right, real quick. Thanks again, CJ. Let me do these other ones real quick. I have bad hearing. I am so thankful Umar repeats himself 3 to 4 times. Yeah. But at this point, it's a mental health thing. It's like a neurological thing. He can't stop himself. And if you guys go back into Umar's history, he wasn't doing that back in the day. In my opinion, this is just my opinion, that as the money has come in for this school scam, Umar has become more unhinged. And part of the reason why is because people sending him money, it's enabled him to indulge in things that have ultimately caused him to destroy himself, including his mind. He's not as sharp as he used to be. He's not as healthy as he used to be, if you want to say healthy. His oratory skills have fallen off. The oratory's falling off if you repeating shit over and over again for no damn reason. Don't nobody want to hear that shit. People getting tired of that, including the father. They're like, why do you keep saying things 3 times? But see, he can't help himself at this point. It's a mental health neurological. See? But that's because he's been indulging and he has a substance abuse issue. He likes to turn the heat down. And that just affects people over time. And that's one of the consequences of this. Now, Umar, he starts talking and he'll just, I can't even do it myself. Have y'all tried to do that shit? Just talk and then repeat things 3 times. And then keep talking and then start repeating things. It's hard to do. I can't even think about it. I'm trying to get my mind to do it. I said, I'm trying to get my mind to do it. It's weird. But again, Umar up here, like he's falling off. And that will be the case as things progress. In fact, the fact that now that he doesn't have Cash App, and that's been his primary source of income, overwhelming, that's not even close, his Cash App. And Cash App is immediate. I'm sure he has a Cash App card, so money comes in, he can go swipe and go get some food, or he can pay for this to go travel, or whatever else he's doing. But that's out the way now. See, so what's going to happen with Umar is he'll keep begging. He's going to get real desperate, but you guys will notice he's going to deteriorate even more and more and more, get more desperate, be more disrespectful, not hold his composure because he's not going to have the money to get the things that he was indulging in. See, watch. Thanks for super chat. Information man says Umar is now asking for PayPal and money orders and checks. I will send my second video today. Okay, yeah. I saw him on social media. He's posting his PO box more and more. He's doing Zelle. He's doing what was it? Zelle, Google, Apple Pay and Venmo. So he has to pull out all the stops, and of course PayPal. He has to pull up all the stops because he has to make up for what he was getting in with Cash App, which is way more than anything else. See, I'll dare say that he's raised more money on Cash App than he did on GoFundMe because he's had Cash App for a much longer period of time. See. So we'll see Umar. He'll be more and more desperate and see if Cash App, if Venmo shut him down or Zelle or Apple Pay, he'll try to find something else. See, and none of this information, man, is going towards opening up a school. None of it's going towards, because we don't see any progress. I mean, it's been 6 years. This money is money that Umar is using for his own personal lifestyle, which is a self-destructive lifestyle. You got child support that you, Umar Johnson, follows you donors are paying for. He has tax liens that you're paying for. He has student loans that you're paying for, hotel rooms that he's staying in. You're paying for that. He's been homeless since 2019. You're paying for all of this. And the list goes on and on. Rental cars, you guys are paying for this. When he's gambling, he has a gambling problem too. You guys are paying for this. So yeah, he's going to promote PayPal. He's going to promote money orders and checks. He's also going to, obviously, he's going to start, he got Apple Pay, Venmo, and Zelle. He's going to promote as much as he can because he's always in dire straits to need the money because he's a Cash App struggle scammer. It's mind-boggling that this guy has raised at least $2 million, brother. And I'm talking to you. I ain't talking to Umar. Okay, I don't want people to get. I'm talking to information man. It's amazing to me that this guy has collected $2 million, brother, and he's in the state that he's in today. And what does he do? Well, he'll do what a narcissist does: blame everybody else, including you donors, the people that send him and allowed him to live this lifestyle in the first place. Talk about struggle. Thanks, information man, for a super chat. I appreciate it. What's up, gamer guy? Says it's always someone else's fault and never his. Yeah, it's the narcissism. The main word that he uses is sabotage. I thought it was from the UNIA days in 2005. No, before that, he was talking about sabotage and how different people trying to sabotage him. And how he was in college, but he was trying to get these different rappers, these conscious rappers, but they were trying to sabotage. That's his favorite word. And anytime you guys hear, including Umar Johnson's father, when you hear Umar saying sabotage, understand that he's trying to come up with an excuse not to hold himself accountable, which is not the manly thing to do. But he's not a man. He's a dependent. He's a little boy, little Jermaine, and he's dependent on his followers to provide for him. And then when shit don't go right, and it never goes right with this guy because he's thoroughly irresponsible and incompetent. Okay, I'm gonna say it. He's a dummy. Real talk. He's a dummy. Now he can speak real good. Or at least he could. He was a real good orator. He knows how to memorize shit, but he be making up shit too. But in practice, I'm talking about in the real world, he's a dummy. That's hardcore. I don't mean, but it's true though. I just have to say it like it is. And the only reason why that only way that he's been able to survive at the age of 50 now is because of donors. And then when shit don't go right, he wants to blame everybody else, and it's never his fault. And in some cases, it's the donor's fault. See? He don't take care of nothing. He don't handle bills. He don't handle no business. Property, when the property taxes, remember that? That was over $100,000. He didn't have paperwork in order, so he wouldn't have to be using other people's money to pay it off. You donors, you paid for that shit. That's $100,000 wasted. Shit, as a matter of fact, when he purchased these trap bandos in 2019, it was a waste of money. Because that was 6 years ago, still no school. So he tricked off $400,000 right there. Anyway, but it's never his fault. Right? It's sabotage. The black lawyer sabotage. The white lawyer sabotage. The Archdiocese of Chicago is sabotage. Gamer guy sabotage. LenonHonor sabotage. Information man sabotage. Everybody sabotage. See? Tories got. Why doesn't Umar turn the site into an event center? He can bring in investors to actually renovate, let them take majority profit and borrow against the property and put that money into investments. Yeah. There's all kinds of things. We talked about this recently. There's all kinds of things that he could have done. He could have turned into an event space. He actually was proposing that. He said it was going to be a club, and he said it's going to have, 5-on-5 basketball tournaments, and they were going to have, what did he call that? The term that comes to mind is like a black conscious bazaar, where people come and that's not the right word, like a swap meet type of thing, but it's a black conscious one. And then each week people come and buy all their vegetables. He said once a month or once a week, once a month, you buy it's just goofy. The thing is, it sounds nice, but he doesn't have the ability to make things happen because he's a goofy. I don't mean to be like that, but it's true. He's a I'm going to say this one time. That's going to be it. He's a functional idiot. And that's such a hard term, but it's true. And I'm not going to say that ever again. I want to apologize for even saying, but it's true. See, all the stuff that he comes up with, it's coming from the place of someone who does not know how to function in the real world and does not know how to function to get things done. You see, that's why these abandoned buildings are still abandoned buildings after 6 years. That's why he can conceptualize FDMG in 2004, and then he says that he starts the process of building it in 2005, and then here we are in 2025, over 20 years later, and there's still not one black child been educated. Yeah, he talks good. Yeah, he can run game on people. You know, he can sound intelligent, but to me, he's not. You know, I remember when I first looked into Umar, he sounded intelligent, but then, you know, as you critical analysis, discernment, you realize this guy, he's a dummy. See, that's why he's reduced himself to like a minstrel show. He's running around doing shows and acting a damn fool and talking about snow bunnies this all the time. He ain't talking about nothing about, you know, uplifting black people. He's just talking shit about black people most of the time. See, but that's because in society, Umar has no function. I would propose, this is going to be the last point. I propose that the reason why Umar has had to develop this ability to scam and scheme and con people and be able to speak the way that he does is because he's non-functional in society. And this is his way of making up the difference so that he can survive. It's a survival mechanism, nothing more. You would think, Tori, at the last 6 years that he could have done something, an event center, he could rent it out to people. But see, then there's transparency that's going to have to take place. Then he has to get these things up to code. Then he's going to have to actually have professionals come out who are licensed to do this work and pull permits in order to do this work. Umar's not doing that. So you got Pookie and Ray doing this shit. And then see, the other thing, Umar doesn't want to deal with anyone dealing with financial because they'll look at the books. If the investor's going to want to see the books, right? Well, they'll realize very quickly this guy done raised over $2.7 million, and he's still online begging. Do you think they're going to want to do business with this guy? It's crazy. They ain't going to want to do business with this guy. See? Yeah. See, the thing is that in 2000, at the end of 2016, he could have put that $1 million into an investment vehicle and just let it sit. Because, I mean, ain't nothing else happened. Not one child has been educated. How much money? There is no school. How much money just in terms of interest alone would have accrued? Put $1 million into something. See, but then if he does that, now there's a level of accountability that's going to have to be associated with it. Now he's dealing with a banker. He's dealing with, you know, no, Umar doesn't want that. See, he wants to remain a one-man show and then blame everybody else as to why things aren't getting done. And the reason why he wants to be a one-man show is because he doesn't want people to look at the books. He wants to see how much, he doesn't want anyone to see how much money he's collected. But I can tell you, based upon Umar's own words, and he forgets about what he said in the past, it'll all be in the documentary, and based upon the IRS filings, Umar has raised at the bare minimum $2 million to date. But he's still telling people in 2025 that he hasn't even reached $1 million. He's a scam artist. All right. Thanks, Tori, for super chat. Real quick, let me get to these other ones. Here's 5, just to make Big Funky mad. Hashtag Black Power. Yeah, but next time make it 10. That's the thing. Umar, you could have handled business legit. We got 1,300 people in the building. You have 5 degrees. He says he has 6, but he has 5, and it's perfectly fine to have 5. But he has to lie about shit all the time. He has to exaggerate shit. See, that's the narcissism. He over exaggerates his accomplishments. See, all the stuff he says that he does, it doesn't correlate to what he actually has done. So instead of even something as simple as saying, listen, I have 5 degrees, a great accomplishment. Okay. It takes him 20 years to get those 5 degrees, but still, it's a great accomplishment. Why not just say that? He has to say 6. See? But see, if Umar could have done all of this legitimately, and he wouldn't have to worry financially. He wouldn't be struggling as a Cash App struggle scammer. See, he wouldn't be struggling to have to now set up a Venmo and a Zelle and Apple Pay and then promoting PayPal and Cash Apps. No, he can't do Cash Apps anymore. To promote his P.O. box, he wouldn't have to be but see, because he's criminal minded, and because he's a habitual liar, and because he's listen, I don't mean to say, I'm not going to say it again, but he's dysfunctional in society. He does not know how to handle basic business. He was unable to function as a professional in the real world. But if he was able to function professionally over the last 20, 25 years with all these degrees, he could have simply saved up money, and then put something up front to get things started and then ask the people to support. Show a proof of concept. But not Umar. So when Umar, I'm sure he sits back and when he sees, you know, people supporting this YouTube page, I'm sure he gets upset about that. I'm sure when he sees other people who are far more successful, and I'm not even saying that I'm far more successful than Umar. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you notice he's always attacking black people who are far more successful. He's just jealous of other people. But see, the truth is that Umar should have been able to be as successful, at the very least, as successful as your average person here in the United States of America, at the very least. But instead, he's living in and out of hotel rooms. He doesn't have his own car. He's been homeless since 2019. Tax liens, child support for over 20 years, eviction notices, living in and out of hotel rooms, looking all broke down and bummy and smoked out and shit. And then up here, you yelling and screaming up at these abandoned buildings, begging for money all the time. It didn't have to be that way. And whose fault is it? It's not my fault. It's not Gamer Guy's fault. It's not the Cookie Crush Chat's fault. See, it's not the white man's fault. It's not Tariq Nasheed's fault. It's not Lord Jamar's fault. It's not Seti's fault. It's not Zora's fault. It's not Tasha K's fault. It's Umar's fault. But it didn't have to be this way. See? Black power. Thanks, Gamer Guy. Okay. Where am I at here? We got to get going on these videos. I've been running my mouth. I do appreciate all the super chats. I appreciate it. Where am I at in here? The Cash App went to sleep for good. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna get that one back. Thanks, A-Right. What's up, Golden Child? Thanks for becoming a member. I'm gonna have some member content. I've been so busy with all this stuff. We got 3 birthdays. We had 3 birthdays this month. So we got 2 more to go through, and I got relatives coming into town, and we've been getting stuff together, and it's been crazy. We're gonna have parties and stuff and all this stuff. That's why I look like this. Okay. Thank you for becoming a member. Remember, you guys can expect some content over the next couple of days. Okay, exclusive for the members. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your support. Everybody, I appreciate y'all. More Thread Store says, see, Lenon, now can you stop worrying about the time and keeping us too long? It's evident many people tune in and we appreciate what you do. Yeah, I appreciate that. It's just I told myself that I was going to start, and I said this months ago, that I was going to try to get these down to two hours. But it's been way more than that. And Umar's been more active recently, so I'm just trying to keep pace, and it's hard to do so. So then we get to talking, and I get to run my mouth, and the live streams go a lot longer than what I had anticipated. But people show up. I mean, we got 1,300 people here. We haven't done those types of numbers since the heydays way back in the day, when things were really, really crazy with Umar. So I'm thankful for that. But part of it is because of what's happening with Umar. With the whole Cash App thing shutting down. No one should underestimate the significance of this taking place, especially for Umar when it comes to his ability to live his lifestyle. And you, Umar Johnson, you have to understand, when you send him money, it hasn't helped one black child. The millions of dollars that Umar has raised has not helped one black child. You want to support Umar in his dream, but understand that you supporting his dream just enabled him to self-destruct. It's not supporting any black children. See? So the point that I want to make here is that as we get into further and further into this Umar Johnson saga, I would like to have these shows, shorter, but it just doesn't seem to work out that way. But like you're saying, people show up, and because people show up, obviously there's interest in it. So the thing I have to learn to do is just be patient and not try to rush through things. When I started this show, I said, yeah, let me try to get all this stuff, try to get this done, because I have other stuff I got to get done for these birthday parties coming up. But I'm gonna take my time. And tomorrow we'll be back tomorrow for sure, and we're gonna cover the main video that everyone's talking about right now. Okay, I was tempted to do that today, but I have to do it step by step. Otherwise, I'm going to lose track of all this other stuff and get behind. And who knows? Umar tomorrow might be online in a chicken suit, standing out in front of these trap banners talking about get on your Cash App, get on your PayPal. No, not Cash App, because that's shut down. Get on your Zelle, Venmo, Apple Pay. Okay. All right. Thank you, More Threads, for the super chat. I appreciate it. And then Tori says, I'm not trying to give him ideas, but he can't work a normal job. He can't work a normal job. He'll be out quick due to incompetence, more likely workplace transgressions. Yes. He's lazy. He's not reliable. He's volatile. He's emotionally imbalanced. He has no self-control physically. He also has issues in terms of, I don't even know what the word is. I mean, he would be an HR's nightmare, because Umar, he's, what is the term? As a misogynist and as a sexual deviant, he's going to be harassing these women. I mean, if y'all think I'm talking about sexual harassment, you guys understand that a lot of stuff that he says is sexual harassment. If he was saying it directly to a woman, remember he was talking about the super soaker and how he gonna spray you down. That's assault. See, you know, Umar, he'll probably say, you sit there, he won't work, he'll be sitting there on his phone and shit, snacking. That's what Umar would do. He don't have no work ethic. That's why this trap bando situation has been going on for over 20 years now. He don't have any work ethic, none. See, and that's another reason why he couldn't last as a professional in a school and as a school psychologist, because he lacks professionalism, his behavior, how he thinks is criminal minded, and he has no work ethic. See, and then of course, you know, he's disheveled. He's all over the place. The way his mind works, he can't focus on anything for any extended period of time. And he hasn't received the type of help that he needs, mental help that he needs in order to get that in order, because he's Big Papa and he's the most requested scholar and he thinks he's everything and that he's beyond reproach and it's always everyone else's fault. No, Umar, it's your fault. It's your fault. Yeah, he'd be an HR nightmare. And people be calling it, yeah, well, you know, he said this, he said that, women be coming forth, he said this. That's why, real quick, that's why Umar makes these statements. He'll say things like, you know, I can't, when the school opens, I can't be alone with you black women. He's telling himself, because you guys ain't going to you're not going to me too. What did he say? Me too, me? Who talks like that? See, he's a lawsuit waiting to happen on many different levels, including that level. Okay? All right, thanks, Tori. This is the way. And then see, this says Umar has never had the social, financial, or human capital for his plans to succeed. Yeah, and he hasn't invested in any of this personally. See, part of social capital would be for him to make inroads out there in Wilmington, but that should have been done prior to purchasing his abandoned building. He still don't have any inroads out there. Right? Financial capital, Umar hasn't put any of his own money up because he don't have his own money. He don't have a job and haven't worked since 2010, 2011. See? And then human capital, well, Umar, he already stated that he does not know how to work with his hands. Plus, he's lazy. He's a lazy bum, literally. See, when he was staying with his mama, he'll get online and live stream looking like he just woke up out of bed, you know, looking all bummy and shit. But understand what he's doing when he's not live, he's just kicking it up at his mama's house, eating up all the food, sitting around farting and shit. That's what Umar do with that big old broke down chair from 2000. I can't remember. He said that he had that in college. Shit. Frederick Douglass used to sit on that chair. You know, it stank. He just up in his mama's house, stanking up the house, yelling and screaming. She trying to get some peace. See? He's lazy. That's why when he live streamed, what does he do? He's live streaming inside the bed, laying down and shit. One time he was laying down live streaming, eating Twizzlers. I kid you not. So human capital, Umar, he's not built like that. He's a lazy bum. He's always been like that. College allowed him to be like that too, by the way. Okay. All right. Thanks, CJ, for the super chat. All right, let's get into the videos. I want to thank everyone for tuning on in. I do appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying the live stream thus far. We got about 1,320 people. If you haven't hit the like button, please hit the like button if you're enjoying the show. And then, of course, we have 1,200 or so votes so far. The question is, what is Umar Johnson's top scam? The choice is FDMG, Shockumentary, The Real Romance Book, or other. Make sure you get your vote in as we're doing this live stream. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's go back to this video, and I'll skip through to where we were. Oh, you know what? Do I have? Oh, I have my earpiece in. Yeah. Let me pull this video. Let me know if you guys can hear this. Here we go.
In notes, I want you to write down FERPA. FERPA. That stands for
questions that they have, and kind of scale it. Put it on the scale and rate.
Okay. So, he's 5th grade right now, right?
Yes.
Public or charter school?
Yes, public.
He's in a public school.
We heard this one.
How long has he been at that particular public school?
Yeah, we heard this one already. Let me skip through.
He has like listening issues and stuff like that. So he likes to jump down the stairs. And I've told him before, don't jump down the stairs, son. I try to be gentle, like I'm actively trying. And I'm like, don't jump down the stairs. You're going to hurt yourself.
Do you have anger management issues?
I did.
Yeah, this is Umar projecting.
Been in therapy for the last 3 years.
Okay, because the way you present, good brother, I'm a little concerned that you're going to be a bit too hard on those boys.
I mean, it's easier to be soft on my daughter than it is on my son, because my daughter, I mean, in the perfect world, she'd always have her daddy to protect her.
Right. So are you still in therapy?
Yes.
Okay. I think there probably will also need to be some family sessions as your sons get older.
Yeah, this is the last person need to be asking for advice. Again, he has 3 baby mamas. He don't take care of his kids. Like I said, one of the baby mamas he impregnated when she was in her early 20s, Umar was in his early 40s.
And I think it would also be a good idea for them to get some therapy sessions right now, even if it's just play therapy.
I can manage that. Yeah, I can pay for that.
Yeah, I think you want to make sure that happens.
Yeah, it is.
It's not that I'm trying to be hard on them. It's that I know how fast I had to grow up.
What's up, Nero Jones?
Let me ask you a question. In the military, did you have any tours of duty where you experienced combat?
4. I was an infantryman, actually.
And so you saw combat. Did you see combat, actual combat?
Yes.
In what theaters, if you don't mind me asking?
3 in Afghanistan and 1 in Poland and Ukraine.
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever been evaluated to
He's gonna say I know where Umar's going with this.
see if you have post-traumatic stress disorder?
Yes, and I do.
You
That's
have PTSD.
I was medically discharged from the Army because of it.
You tell all this business.
You were medically discharged from the Army for post-traumatic stress disorder. Okay.
Yeah, because I told a soldier that I got that she didn't belong in this world. Because it's combat is extreme. And she was under this impression like she was using too many feelings for me, I should say.
Okay.
And she was saying that it was a snow bunny, let's be honest here. But she was,
Here we go. This guy, he's a Umar Johnson follower, talking about she was a snow bunny as if it matters. What in the world?
Control who your soldiers are.
Okay.
But at this point, I'm a staff sergeant, so I E6 in the Army.
Okay.
And I told her that
go to the VA. Don't go to Umar's broke bum ass. Well, I mean, it's incredible. But anyway,
you can carry me up this hill, which it's called Hill 400. Yeah. It's 400 meters in the sky. Is why it's called that. It also has like World War II vibes and all that behind it. But I said, if you can carry me up this hill, then
y'all better cut it out.
Then I'll trust you. But personally, I don't, because all you do is cry.
Here we go.
And be a baby.
Let me ask you something.
It sounds like he got more.
Do you think, first of all, do you have recurrent dreams or nightmares from your tours of duty when you sleep? Do you have nightmares or dreams?
Yes.
Okay.
I have the.
Look at Umar's face. I mean, this guy is sitting in a motel room with a Jalen Hurt, tight ass Jalen Hurt t-shirt on his backwards, trying to act like he's a psychologist. This is crazy.
I have this nightmare. I don't want to be graphic on live, but basically, it was the day that my best friend died, and I shot a round that was incendiary on accident. I was still pretty young in the Army. And it burned the entire field of grass, which I'm talking about like 4 foot tall grass. And that's the dream that I have over and over again.
Okay. The reason I brought that up, do you think it's safe? I'm wondering, it could be safe, but do you think it's safe for you to be in a home with those children? Like PTSD?
Yes, absolutely. No. I don't take it out on them at all. I make it a job not to.
Right, but if you have a PTSD dream or a nightmare,
Can you give me a second, please, son?
You
I'll
may
talk
not.
to you in a minute, okay?
you may not know that you're going through an episode, though. That's the problem with PTSD. Sometimes you have trouble discriminating between reality and imagination.
Yeah, I mean, I do exercises like mindfulness and stuff like that.
Okay. Well, do you think the therapist has helped you enough? Is it time for you to?
Yeah, this is crazy. Some professional, you should not be online trying to give someone psychological therapy, and then also doing it for everyone to hear and see. That's like a HIPAA violation. But Umar don't care.
Get a new therapist.
So I did get a new
one. That's what I'm saying right now, Dr. Say Jr.
And my therapist wanted to focus more on my like childhood trauma than she wanted to focus on like the real problem, which was obviously my PTSD.
Okay.
And so I requested another therapist.
Yeah.
And I got this beautiful black queen that is.
He follows Umar. That's why he's using this terminology.
It's my only second to my wife.
Okay.
Because she's just that good of a person. She has 6 boys. Like, we talk all the time. I can call her anytime I want to.
Okay.
And she actually fucking listens. Okay. Excuse my French.
Understood, bro. Okay. Well, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to wrap up, but you have my number. So if you ever need to reach out to me for a consult or something, let me know. You know what I mean? But I wish you well in that. You know, if you ever need to help find
When would I be able to schedule a consultation?
Just shoot me a text message next week and we can schedule it.
Okay.
Okay, bro. Be safe now.
You too. Thank you, Dr. Umar.
No problem.
Now, Umar, you shouldn't make any commentary here, one way or the other, about what the brother just said. Let's see what he does. Don't do it. The dirty ass fingernails. This guy.
If you have a question about your son or daughter, please text me.
By the way, I'm looking at this right now. Umar on GoFundMe, he received 10,294 donations. I'm looking it up right now. It was created on March 3rd, 2015. And when it was closed, around December 27th of 2017, he had raised $403,000. But y'all want me to show it to you? Just as a break, because that was kind of heavy, if you guys don't mind. Just as a break. I'll show you all right. That's what I'm saying. When I make these comments about these types of things, I have all the receipts. Check this out. See how it was created March 3rd, 2017. This is a screenshot from December 27th of 2017. See, so when Umar, he's lying and saying that it was closed by the haters in 2015. No, it was created in 2015. See, and if you scroll down like this, look at see right here. Look how many donations this guy received. $10,294. Excuse me, 10,294 donations that equaled $455,000. And this was he did this in 2 years and 10 months, in less than 3 years. Lenon, remind me never to threaten you. Look like you're gonna be up Umar forever. Well, he messed up. He definitely messed up. That was probably one of his bigger mistakes. He's had so many mistakes. I ain't gonna say it's his biggest one, but that was one of the bigger mistakes that Umar Johnson has made. And you know, there are probably other men who would have folded, but I'm not that kind of person. I'm the kind of person is I'm not gonna have any man punk me. I don't care who you are. It's just not gonna happen. And so as a consequence, well, these are the consequences. You know, the thing too, Ron, is that when I speak about Umar, I know I clown him too sometimes, but I always have receipts to back things up. Just like I was telling you about the GoFundMe. I said he raised over $400,000. I just showed you the screenshot right now. See, like I said, Umar's talking about how it was shut down in 2015. No, he opened it March 3rd of 2015. I just showed you guys that it was closed down at the end in December towards Christmas of 2017. See, so always provide receipts, and that's the thing where Umar really messed up, because there's plenty of people that talk about Umar. I've heard people say stuff about Umar. I know it's not true, and I'm not with that. You know, I'm not with that at all. There's people who call Umar gay. No, I haven't seen any evidence or proof. I mean, people can say anything, but it doesn't mean that it's true. So I'm going to run with that? No. I remember when I had saw this information before anyone else started talking about it. There's someone who has a similar name to Umar and the same birthday, I believe, that had some trouble in Atlanta and was arrested. Well, there were people who were reporting on that as if it was Umar. But based on my research, that wasn't Umar. And I had seen that information before people started talking about it, before other people were. Did I run with it and report on it? No. See, so the thing with what I'm getting at is that when I talk about Umar, unless I'm speculating, when I say what I say, I have receipts to back it up, and that's where Umar messed up, because there's people that Umar, they probably would have backed up off based on him threatening them. But when you have all the receipts, and then you're the type of person that you're not going to let someone punk you like that, then it is what it is, and these are the consequences for Umar. You know, and again, I've had to put up with a whole bunch of stuff. There's been consequences for me, but I accept that. And I recognize that this work needs to be done, and I'll continue to do it. You know, I look forward to the day when Umar's scamming ass is done. You know, I can get a break from this stuff. But as it stands right now, the work has to be done, and it will be done, and we continue to be done. But I know one thing, Ron, Umar, I'm sure that he regrets making that decision to put out my personal information and tell his so-called Goonie goons to come confront me, because that puts my family's in jeopardy. I ain't playing no games like that with you, Umar. Saying that I was gay, saying all kind of crazy, had his followers saying all kind of crazy stuff, that I was on Section 8 and we were committing fraud and all this shit. No, all that applies to Umar, not the gay part. I don't want people to get it twisted, okay? Because wrong is wrong. I don't want people to be saying stuff like that about Umar if it's not true, unless you have proof. Anybody could say anything, but we're the receipts at the end of the day. See, Umar messed up, and these are the consequences. And Umar, you will continue to get these consequences. You see? And it's a difficult time for Umar these days, because CashApp's been shut down, and he's been dependent on CashApp since in and around 2018. That's his main source of income. See? And now it's gone. But we still here. See? Yeah. Thanks, Ron, for super chat. I appreciate it. He should have never threatened me. I'm just not the one. I'm just not the one. And you see, I don't go around threatening people. You see, I don't be going on Umar's pages and posting shit. No, that's not what I do. People send me information, things they want to send me the information. I download stuff, and then we get to it, and we go through step by step, and that's it. And the receipts don't lie at the end of the day. See? All right. Thanks, Ron, for super. I appreciate it. All right, let's continue here. Oh, I just showed this just now. Man, that's crazy. $403,000 in 2 years and 10 months just on GoFundMe alone. We're not talking about PayPal. We're not talking about checks and money orders. We're not talking about cash that was sent to him to his P.O. box, or cash that people gave him at venues when he's speaking. But the Cash App was the major one, and now that's gone. Okay, I would say GoFundMe in a second. But only thing I'll say about GoFundMe is that he didn't raise that amount of money in such a short period of time, except on GoFundMe. That's a very short period of time. But the Cash App, he's raised more on Cash App, but he's had Cash App a lot longer than he had GoFundMe. That's the point I want to make here. All right. Let's get back to it. Here we go.
215-989-9858 if you have a question about your son or daughter. Okay, let me go to the next person.
Oh, his fingernails are so dirty. I don't get that. I don't like that, though. That's just me.
Good morning, Sister Keela. You're live with Dr. Umar on the Black Parent Teleconference. How's the Bronx treating you?
Oh, it's cold out here right now.
It's cold out
But
there.
I'm doing well.
All right. Go right ahead with your question, beautiful.
Yes, so
Here you go.
I am a single parent. I'm a Afro-Latina.
What's your nationality, if you don't mind me asking?
Here you go.
My parents are Hondurian, and I was born in the Bronx.
Gotcha. No problem. Honduras, African. Go right ahead.
That's right.
This guy up here eating a banana. Yeah, and holding it sassy as he can be.
I am a single parent of a young Black boy. I also have a 13-year-old daughter. I've been, taking him to his doctor lately, and she's been telling me, because of, him not being able to stay still and stuff like that, that she wants to monitor him in that sense. But he's only 2. Raising my daughter was very easy. She, her father also wasn't that involved in her life as well. My daughter is in the honor roll. She's graduating this year. We're hoping that she becomes valedictorian. She's very intelligent.
I'm laughing at the chat room. Y'all crazy.
A whole different story. And I feel like that's kind of like the setup for, him not succeeding. And as a single parent, I just want to make sure that he's getting all the things that he needs.
That's not right.
So I know at some point I need to raise him differently. I just need the guidance, I guess.
Okay, he's 2 right now, right?
He's 2.
And you said the doctor said she wanted to monitor him?
Yeah, because with his doctor visit, he wasn't staying still. He was all over the place, wasn't making eye contact with her. But he's been at home with me since he's been born. He hasn't been to a daycare center. He hasn't been. That's another fear that I have too. I'm scared of leaving my kids with other people, especially here in the Bronx. There's so much violence against children here, so I don't, leave him with anybody else. He's always with me.
So let me ask you a question. What is the doctor concerned about? She's monitoring him because she believes he may have what? What is her potential concern?
She was saying that he probably has autism.
Don't let anybody diagnose your son with autism before 5 years old.
Okay, I'm going to skip through. I really don't like listening to when people call in. So let me skip through all this. So we got other stuff we can get into.
To just help him become.
The Costa Rica school system counts. If your child has an IEP, which
not to do, and I started listening.
Y'all don't fall for the traps.
I'm just nervous now though, because the thing is, before it was constant issues with behavior, and then it was taken away from his learning, and now that he's medicated, the behavioral issues are still there. Occasionally, I've had it before we did.
For ADHD is the psychiatric remedies. It modifies the instruction. I don't know if you heard me say earlier that in special ed, a child can only be suspended 10.
He's never technically been suspended, but
or psychiatrist to eliminate the meds and let nutrition psychiatrists, they're going to wean my son off of this because I want to see how he does without it. Just
had issue with the state preschool. Okay. When I contacted you, it was at that when I contacted you a year ago. Had issue with the state. They said that they was going to expunge it off his record. She was telling me how people it don't normally be effective, but
he's so unprofessional, sitting there with his ass all out. Then when he walk away, he go like this, all fancy and shit. Well, I tell you. Umar, you why?
I don't know. It's one of those things. Then I talked to other psychiatrists that works in school systems, and she was telling me how, like, people, it don't normally be effective, but like they have issues where they have to go all the way back to the child's elementary days, and it can come back.
Yeah, that's y'all's principle.
And hurt the child.
Okay, so let me back up. How old is the child now?
5.
Okay, is he in school yet? What grade?
He's in pre-K. He's in pre-K.
Okay, and they wanted him evaluated for speech.
No, at the beginning, a year ago, we was kind of concerned because he was in a private school, and we had him in like a private school setting, and the teacher was like, "Your son is very smart."
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Hold on. Put him in a. They said that they was going to expunge it off his records. Then I get an email saying that they can't expunge it and take it off the record. They can take him out the class. So I'm literally in the midst of trying to figure out a way for them to expunge it off of his record.
That is baby.
Everybody is trying to say, hey, he's only in pre-K. It's not that serious. But I don't know. It's one of those things. Then I talk to other psychiatrists that works in schools.
Yeah, he's on his phone. Then he gets up and walks away.
And she was telling me how, like, people, it don't normally be effective, but
his genes, God, Cookie Crush chat. Why do you guys have to see these things? I didn't even see it. I mean, I saw it, but I didn't think about it. Why is Umar Johnson doing live streams talking about HIPAA stuff with people's the children's psychology, the blah, 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 and the scooter, all this stuff, people telling their personal information and all this stuff, and he's sitting up here with no pants on. He gets up out the chair and he's done this before, though. Do y'all know this? He done this before. We saw this before. He was live streaming in a hotel motel like he do because he ain't got a house. And there was somebody in there with him, and he wanted to get up. And first he got up because he had to go to the bathroom, and he didn't want to stand up because he had drawers on. So what he did was he scooped the chair over like this off the screen and went. Hit the one. Y'all remember this? But then at a certain point, there's someone there, it was probably a woman, and handed him some pants to put on. What kind of man gets online, just got out of bed inside of a hotel room, and live streams with his pants off? And in the process, giving all of this advice to these parents that are struggling with their children. He's a school principal? Shouldn't he be at a school somewhere? Where is it? He in a hotel motel room with his drawers on. What kind of man live stream from the hotel motel as a school psychologist, as a child therapist with his drawers on, and then gets up and walks his ass all out for everybody to see, and then try to hide him with a sassy move, eating bananas and shit? Let me get off this chat. You guys, let me stay. I gotta stay out this chat room. Okay. This is a hotel. T. Jones, this is a hotel room chair, so it looks new. You know, that's not his mama closet. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's nuts. But I did not notice his pants just sitting right there on the chair. All this time, this is an hour and 50 minutes in. We skipped through most of it, but this hour and 50 minutes in, this guy, this whole time, he in his drawers.
IEP student because technically he shouldn't have been an IEP student. So they put me through heck. They said that they was going to expunge it off his records. Then I get an email saying that they can't expunge.
Yeah, he doesn't have any he doesn't have any self-awareness at all.
And take it off the record. They can take him out the class. So I'm literally in the midst of trying to figure out a way for them to expunge it off of his record. Everybody is trying to say, hey, he's only in pre-K. It's not that serious. But I don't know. It's one of those things. Then I talked to other psychiatrists that works in school systems. And she was telling me how, like, people, it don't normally be effective. But
what in the world, Umar? What are you doing, man? It's embarrassing to everybody. The Panthers, this guy sits on this live stream for an hour and let me make sure. Yeah, he sits on here for an hour and 50 minutes with the pant in his drawers and then gets up.
She was telling me how, like, people, it don't normally be effective, but like they have issues where they have to go all the way back to the child's elementary days, and it can come back and hurt the child.
Okay, so let me back up. How old is the child now?
5.
Okay, is he in?
Yeah, he was the other day. He was telling people that not to buy the Eagles gear, but he sure do wear it.
School yet? What grade?
He's in pre-K. He's in pre-K.
Okay, and they wanted him evaluated for speech.
No, at the beginning, a year ago, we was kind of concerned because he was in a private school, and we had him in like a private school setting, and the teacher was like, your son is very smart. She's like, I really want to teach him how to start reading. At this time, he was 3 and some change. I said, okay. I said,
yeah, that was his pants on, what you call it.
But I'm concerned about his speech. And I said, how he pronounces words sometimes.
Yeah, he ain't paying attention because that's an ADHD. He ain't paying attention. What's the point of go put this hat on? To go turn the heat down or what?
He said, yes. She said, but he's not too bad because even though he'll say it the wrong way, when I ask him what letter it starts with, he says the correct letter. But I think it would be a good idea to at least get him tested for speech. It was something that, in a sense, kind of ran through me and my husband's head because he would try to say something to us, and we would.
He up here taking out knives and shit.
Understand him, and he would get frustrated, or he would.
I can't with this guy. I ain't gonna lie, he's starting to piss me off already. He's starting to piss me off already. We're only an hour, we ain't even 2 hours in. He started pissing me off already. Brian says, when PayPal eventually shuts down his account, which is coming sooner than later, do you think Umar will finally officially crash out? If and when PayPal terminates his PayPal account, Umar, he'll start with blaming people. Brian, that's what he'll start. He'll start with blaming people. That's his go-to. He'll try to play the victim. He'll try to say that people are sabotaging him. You know, it's the white man, it's the cookie crusher. He might even say it's you, Brian. You say Brian, because of Brian, I don't know. I don't even know what he would say, but he'll come up with some shit. And the idea is that Umar wants to always paint himself out as a victim. So to start, that's what he would do. Now, Brian, Umar hasn't felt the full brunt of the consequences that are inevitable when it comes to him losing his CashApp account, because his CashApp account has been his primary source of income since in and around 2018. The vast majority of the money that Umar has raised over the last 7 years has been through CashApp. Furthermore, CashApp is very convenient because people could just send it to you directly. Okay, it's right there in your account. You get a notification. It's right there in the account. They will issue a card too. You can take that card and you can use it to buy stuff. We all know that. It's like a debit card, basically. See? Now, you can also take the money that's in the CashApp account and you can transfer it to your bank account, which Umar, I'm sure he's done that too, and then just use his debit card to use. But the point is that money, he's been so used to that money coming in for the last 7 years of his life. Now, Brian, this is really early in this. Umar he has no clue the effects this is going to have. See, Umar doesn't keep track of how much money he's raised. He stopped doing that almost a decade ago. So he doesn't really know unless he sat down and pull up all the paperwork. And you can pull up all the yearly statements, if you will, monthly statements, and he calculated to see how much money he's collected through CashApp. He doesn't even realize how much this is going to impact him in terms of the amount of money that he's been receiving. So, Brian, it's going to take a while. It's going to take a while. But once Umar starts feeling the full effects of him losing his CashApp account, yeah, he's going to crash out. I'm going to tell y'all what's going to happen. He's going to start off by blaming people like he's doing already. And then you're going to see Umar in desperation mode when it really kicks in, and he's going to realize, wait a minute, I don't have money for a hotel motel room. I don't have money to get food. I don't have money to get a rental car. I don't have money to catch this flight. And that's when Umar's going to get online and he's going to start acting a damn fool and going off on people and begging at the same time. He'll be pushing his P.O. box. He'll be pushing his Zelle. He'll be pushing his PayPal like he's doing on an Instagram page already. He'll be pushing the Google. What is it? The Google. I want to say Google Play. Apple Pay. I don't use. I set one up, but I just use it to get the thing for my son years ago. I don't use it. Apple Pay, Venmo, same thing. See. So, Brian, we have to give it a little bit. I can't even say a little bit more time. There needs to be a period of time where all of this really hits Umar, where he realizes how much dire straits he is. I think he knows, but he doesn't realize how significant this is. And I don't think that his followers know this either. See, now I haven't gotten to the video where he makes the official announcement that his CashApp was terminated. We'll get to that tomorrow for sure. That'll be the primary video. Matter of fact, we'll come in and we'll get right to that. Okay. These other videos, if we don't get through them, we'll just set them off for another live stream. But we'll get to that tomorrow. That'll be our main focus. That will be an indicator too, right there. How Umar talks, how he behaves, but it's still way too early. He's been so used to this. You think about it. Put it this way. If you have steady income coming to you for about 7 years and you don't have to do shit for it, really, you don't have to do shit. You can go up there and you can act like you're getting work done at these FDMG bandos. You can do that. You can do a paint day. You can do a trash day. You can act like whatever, do whatever you want. Talk about get a HVAC put up on the roof. So this stuff here, intermittent stuff here and there to give the illusion of progress, but people are sending you hundreds of thousands of dollars. Who knows? Who knows? Since he's had this CashApp, is it possible he's collected $1 million on the CashApp? That's possible too. Okay? But if a group of people were sending you that kind of money for 7 years and you don't have to work a job, okay, what incentive do you have to change? You don't have any incentive to change unless the ability to get that money from people through CashApp no longer exists. And one thing about Umar, Brian, is he don't like change. Unless it's a derivative of raw cash. He don't like change. That's why he's in desperation mode. He has to figure out what is the next thing that I have to do. He's never going to get the type of money that he got on GoFundMe in such a short period of time. And he's never going to get the type of money that he was getting on CashApp over the last 7 years. See, he doesn't realize it quite yet. I know he doesn't, because he doesn't keep track of how much money that he's received. But inevitably, you guys are going to see Umar and see, I'm going to tell you, Brian, what's going to end up happening at a certain point when he need to get that plug come through and he ain't got the money for that, then we're going to see. Watch. Okay. Thank you, Brian, for the super chat. I appreciate it. Giannis says, this is so bad and infuriating to see. It's embarrassing. Yeah, it is. It is embarrassing. You know, you have people who are in dire situations calling someone who's not licensed. He doesn't hold any certifications. He does have 5 degrees. But again, his professional career lasted for about 6, 7 years max. And there was all types of problems that he was creating back then. Okay. He's talked about it. You know, I have it inside my notes. He's talked about it. You know, he's impatient. He wants power. He wants control. And his superior told him, listen, if you just be patient and calm down and stop being a rebel rouser and causing problems, you could be running all of this in about 3 or 4 years, 4 or 5. Just can't remember what Umar said, something like that. But Umar, he doesn't think like that. He wants power. He wants control right away. That's a narcissism. See? So his behavior all the way around, it's embarrassing. You know, it's embarrassing what he has become, especially given the fact that he was given everything he needed to be successful. Again, and he says 6 degrees, but that's a lie. It's 5, and that's fine. That's wonderful. 5. Why? How is it possible that this guy's reduced himself to live streaming inside of hotel motel rooms in his drawers? Okay, in essence, this is drawers. Okay, so people can nitpick, say, well, there were shorts. I don't listen. He took his pants off and set them down. You see, and then he starts to live stream. How do you reduce yourself to that at the age of 50? After being in college, you know, pursuing these degrees for 20 years, see, but it's because of desperation. You know, Umar, he cannot function in society and he can't function to any professional capacity. So he gets up here and he acts a damn fool and he looks a damn fool and he's dressed like a damn fool and it's embarrassing. But see, Giannis, like I was saying earlier, he doesn't have any self-awareness. Okay, he doesn't realize that. Hey, wait a minute, even for me to be up here with my pants sitting back here, see. Real quick, you would think that someone would say to themselves, okay, I shouldn't do this. I should not be live streaming without my pants on. But here's the thing. Even if you decide to live stream without your pants on, you should have enough self-awareness to say to yourself, okay, I shouldn't sit my pants out here for the world to see, meaning when I stand up or I get up. But even if you think that, you should tell yourself, okay, I shouldn't get up because my ass is going to be out for people to see it, but not Umar. No self-awareness whatsoever. See, Umar Johnson falls out. Well, listen, they always make an excuse for this guy, but they've been trained that way. What kind of excuse can you come up with for a 50-year-old man to do something like that? Collected millions of dollars at this point. There's no excuse. There's none. So he's an embarrassment. Thanks, Giannis, for super chat. And then how's it going? Your kids will see it says, y'all leave them jeans alone. They just trying to get their shine. yeah, they wanted to get some attention, huh? But that's wild, though. Who does that? The lack of professionalism, it's at an all-time high with this guy. You know? It's crazy. And I didn't even notice it. Someone said inside the chat room, I said, wait a minute, what you mean? I went back and looked, and I said, damn, this guy. And no self-awareness whatsoever. No lack of professionalism to the extreme. But again, Umar, he hasn't functioned as a professional since in and around 2010, 2011. And even then, he was causing problems. Okay, and yet he's still calling himself a certified school principal. He's not certified. He has no certifications at this time. No current certifications. Certified school psychologist. He holds no current certifications at school. Y'all go find it for me then. Umar Johnson's father, go look it up. There's databases from Pennsylvania where you should be able to find it. His name don't come up for anything. That's because he's a liar. He doesn't hold any certification and he never had a license. Real quick, your kids will see this. Umar twisted it up when the Pennsylvania State Board called him in. I think it was a state board. They called him in to deal with him, like he's doing in this video that we're watching, him trying to representing himself as a psychologist when he's not licensed to do that. Umar flips it around, and he tries to mean like they're persecuting him again, and he's a perpetual victim. He has to act like he's a victim in all this narcissism. He doesn't want to hold himself accountable. And see, Umar was presenting himself as if he's a psychologist and he had a license to operate to that capacity. Just like in these videos, he's trying to function as a psychologist, but he doesn't have the training. He doesn't have the expertise. A school psychologist is very specific, and he hasn't worked as a school psychologist since in and around 2010, 2011. So he holds no current license to actually perform even as a school psychologist. And he's never had a license as a school psychologist. So they were calling him in on that. But Umar has to flip it around. So, they're trying to go after my credentials. Well, what does that mean exactly, credentials? Are you talking about your certifications? Or are you talking about your degrees? This has nothing to do with your certification or your degrees. It has to do with whether or not you're operating as a psychologist without a license. See, now the way that Umar was able to get out of this was saying, well, listen, I'm not operating I never put myself out there as a licensed psychologist. See? But in essence, he's trying to present himself as if he's some sort of professional. But see, the truth is that currently, not only does he not have a license as a psychologist, he doesn't have any current certifications either. But he will post that he's certified on his Instagram page. I showed that earlier today. He's a habitual liar. Okay. Anyway, if Gene's getting a shine. Thanks, your kids will see this. And I think there was one more in here from Marcus. Marcus says, Lenon, do you think that if the Cash App is terminated, that Umar will become an only? The Cash App's been terminated based upon what Umar said, and I believe it this time. Umar did say years ago, and I'm not making this up. You guys hit the one in the chat room, quick for a chat. He did say that he was going to set up an OnlyFans. I don't know if he did it. I highly doubt it because oftentimes he says he's going to do things, but he doesn't do it. Most of the stuff he says, overwhelmingly 99.9% of the stuff he says he's going to do, he does not do. Okay. The thing is that Umar, he has attempted to get money out of people by many different means. There was a time where he was saying a date with a doctor. Okay, basically, you prostituting yourself. A date with a doctor. They pay $500 to go out on a date, but he pays for everything. That's what he said. He said, I'm going to pay for everything. We go out to eat. I'm going to pay for the meal, but you got to pay $500 to go. See? So this all to say, you never know. Ain't no telling. Ain't no telling at all with this guy. I mean, he's reduced himself to, basically he's out here hoeing for money. Not in a literal sense. I'm talking figuratively, begging for money, going through all these antics. He puts on a show. It's just hoeing. That's all it is. Okay, he's a hotep hoe. For what? To get money? To open up a school? No, there is no school. See, there's abandoned buildings. But that's what his life has been reduced to. And this is the thing, Marcus. Everyone, please understand this. None of this is new. None of what I'm saying here is new. Umar's been living this way. I show receipts. Well, I don't think I showed the receipts, but I can actually pull it up and show you. Umar has been living impoverished way before he even got onto the scene and blew up after the Hidden Colors in 2011. Anyway, I talked about this earlier. I don't need to go through. I can actually pull up the receipts. You guys see tax liens, the student loan debt, the child support, and being in the arrears consistently. The list goes on. Eviction notices, not paying his rent on time, getting evicted, and all this kind of stuff. He's only owned one car in his life. See, all right. Real quick, Tariq Nasheed said it best. He says he was a lifetime failure, and this is true about Umar. Not to be mean, but that's the truth about Umar. But he doesn't want to change. He thinks he's the greatest thing ever. See, and yet his life continues to deteriorate. So, will he end up on OnlyFans? I don't know. The thing is that we never know with this guy. We never know. He'll do anything for money. See? But again, the money is not going towards the school. The money is going towards his lifestyle. And he's been living off of other people's money. Talking about he's going to open up a school. This has been going on now for over 11 years. See? All right. Thanks, Marcus, for super chat. All right. Let's get back to this video. It's almost done. Then we get to the next one. This is the longest one, but I'll skip through.
Figure out a different way to say it or use a different word. So it was something that we had already was looking at, but we didn't really think it was that bad. So when she encouraged it, I said, okay, it won't hurt to get them tested. So that's when we end up going to, she said the teachers gave me the stuff for state, and I went to the state and got them tested.
And that was for speech only?
It was for speech therapy. Well, that's the IEP that they was taking them out for was for speech therapy.
Okay, and that was in preschool?
Yeah, he's still in preschool.
Okay.
When I contacted you, when I contacted you a year ago, actually, I think it's about to be exactly a year ago, he hadn't even been in the public school system yet. This happened after I tried to get you to help me with that situation. He ended up getting pulled out during his school year.
Yeah, see, he didn't help. Look at Umar rocking back and forth. That's ADHD. He didn't help this lady.
This year.
Okay. So what's going on now? What's your concern at this time?
My concern is I want them to expunge it off of his record, like they originally said that they were going to do.
You want the speech IEP and the speech eval that led to the IEP removed?
Removed.
Here's my question. Did he ever receive the speech therapy at all?
Yes.
He did.
Yes.
And at the time he received it, you felt he needed it.
Negative. We were concerned. Oh, I took him to them, and they gave me a score of under 40, to the point where me and my husband was starting being concerned, because we didn't even think the issue was that crazy. They were.
This guy, my goodness gracious, this guy. I'm gonna let him
go. They were like, we're going to try to get him help twice a week. I'm like, well, if his score was this low, why is twice?
I'm sorry, people. He in a motel room. If the food fall on the table, I ain't eating it. I don't care. Listen, that's just me though. But let him do what he gonna do. Let him do what he gonna do.
Twice a week. This makes no sense. This is scary. I don't understand. So I end up talking to other therapists, and they're like, if I got a record like this, I would have that child come in like 3 days a week.
That's what I'm saying,
and I'm like, okay, so of course we went and got a second opinion. When we got a second opinion,
it is dirty too, because there's stuff on it. If you guys look carefully anyway.
She was like, nothing's wrong with your child. Your child is exactly where they need to be.
Okay, now stay with me. Let me come back to this now. He received speech therapy. Y'all signed off on it in order for him to receive it.
No, we signed off for him to get tested.
Okay, after he got tested, this is what happens. Once the evaluation is done, you get a copy of it, you sign it. Then they do the IEP. And then you sign that. And then they give you a service agreement. And you sign that. So he could have never received speech therapy without your signature.
They're acknowledging they did it on an accident. They apologize.
What in the world? I have all the people. Why this guy? I don't know what you mean. They're saying out of all the people, why this guy? I know all the people they can call. I don't know. It's crazy. If these people are in desperate situations, let me just skip through here.
Okay.
I got it taken off. They taken it off. I asked them to expunge it from his record because technically.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Taking it off means expunging from the record. That's what we're talking about. So here's what. Who is they? When you say they, who are you talking about?
I contacted the state. It is, I guess, the Board of Education and the state, and I've been.
This is crazy.
A battle that's wasted till he actually gets in kindergarten and up.
He ain't paying no attention.
I'm not following you. Okay, so the question is
this something that I should make into a big issue? Because it's been going on since September. And
no, you should. The sooner you get rid of it, the better. The longer it stays in the record, the harder it is to remove it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So send them an email asking them about circa 1970.
You're not asking them, you're telling them.
You're right. Some of them, yes, but some of them have been brainwashed. But it's because they were in desperate situations. You'll find that a lot of, and not in all cases, but a lot of times in these cult dynamics, the people who get caught up in the cult, they're already in a very difficult situation anyway. That's why they become easy targets. So just to say that, yeah, there are some of these Umar Johnson followers that they've been brainwashed into believing in Umar bullshit, so they'll follow him around. But then there are also ones that they were already in dire situations in the first place, and then Umar, what he does is he targets those type of people, you know, and that's what he's done with a lot. I'm not saying all, but a lot of these people, that's why they reach out to him. It's not that he has anything of consequence to offer, because really all he's doing is just running his mouth and snacking and shit. You know, no level of professionalism whatsoever. But because they have been brainwashed and some of them, they've been in desperate situations, they reach out to him believing that he's going to help them with their children somehow. Yeah, it's crazy. The whole dynamic is just absolutely crazy. Totally unprofessional too. Let's keep going.
Okay.
This is the federal law that says I have a right to dispute the paperwork in the file. Every school district must have an officer whose job is to hear parent complaints about the paperwork in the student's file. I have a right to have this removed because I never consented, I never agreed, and I need it removed. And if they continue to play about it, you have to contact the state attorney general, and you have to let the state attorney general know that this is a law, because guess what? They may not know. This is a law, FERPA 1974, that gives me the right to remove this from my child's file, and I need this eval removed because it's not accurate, I don't agree with it, and I never gave permission for the service. So,
now, question. Another situation that I had.
Okay, we're at the end of this video. Let's go to the next one here. I think we already watched this one. Let's see.
Because they're pretty much saying we can get it taken off of his school record, but
oh, this is a continuation. I'll skip through.
It's still the test was wrong.
Right.
He just be hanging out in the hotel.
Yeah, that's what the teachers were
use, because you don't want to take their word for it, but the University.
Okay.
Go right.
Eastern Michigan?
Eastern Michigan University.
Yeah, I see Umar rocking back and forth. That's the ADHD.
University in Ypsilanti, not too far from Romulus, not too far from the airport.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that area.
Yes,
I'm downtown Detroit, though.
I got you. An opinion, you
So that's why
Queen. And just to let you know, FYI, I'm going to be speaking at Eastern Michigan University in Ypsilanti today. It's a 4 to 7 program, and it's inside of the Honors College on the campus of Eastern Michigan University in Ypsilanti. So if you get some time, slide on through there.
Dr. Umar, I graduated from Eastern Michigan University. I was aware that you was coming, and I'm going to be there. I look
She said, slide on through there.
forward to meeting you
Look
again.
forward to seeing you this afternoon, my queen. Make sure you remind me it's you, so I know it's you.
Sure.
Okay,
no
queen.
problem.
Peace and love. All right now.
Mm-hmm.
Black queens forever.
Yep. There he go. There he
Snow
go.
bunnies never. Black queens forever. Snow bunnies never.
All right, let's go. Quick break. Stretch it on out. Thank you. All right. Okay. Yes. People send me different links and stuff. Someone sent me a link to Umar's GoFundMe page, but I was able to pull it up. But yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm familiar with this. Umar stated here in December 22nd, 2017, even GoFundMe has finally blocked Umar, or somebody posted at GoFundMe had finally blocked Umar Johnson donated. But this is, see, what happened was he posted this, and there's only, I can show it to you, but Umar, he posted this message, and he's talking about how he received a message from GoFundMe. That wasn't the final termination. It's just that they paused his account for a couple of days. He actually talks about this, but then they quote unquote reinstated it. But then ultimately they canceled it altogether. They terminated it altogether like a week later or so, something like that. But the point that I want to make is that Umar, he set up his GoFundMe March 3rd of 2015. It ran through about December 27th, 28-ish of 2017. But Umar is on his Instagram page saying that it was canceled in 2018. 15. That's not true. It was canceled and terminated in 2017. Okay, but he lies about everything. That's what he does. He's a habitual liar. Okay, let's get to these videos. I'm gonna be skipping through some of this because I want to just make sure we set up for tomorrow. Okay, I just want to make sure we're all set up for tomorrow. That'll be the big show. Let's go ahead and go back to this one.
It's going down today inside the Honors College at Eastern Michigan University. Doors open up at
And thanks, Sean, for sending me that link. I appreciate it.
3 o'clock today. It is the first day of Black History Month at Eastern Michigan University's Honors College in Ypsilanti, Michigan. I want to see my Detroit Africans, my Highland Park Africans,
Here we go.
my Flint Africans, my Inkster Africans, my Ann Arbor Africans, my Big Rapids Africans, my Kalamazoo Africans, my Lansing Africans, my Grand Rapids Africans, my Ypsilanti Africans. Pull up. It's Black History Month, 99 years later, featuring the Prince of Pan Africanism, the first Black History Month since the Right Excellent Honorable Marcus Garvey has been pardoned by former President Joe Biden. Let me see if we got any more questions today.
Here you go.
Good morning, Dr. Umar.
Good morning, my beautiful African queen. Where are you calling from?
I'm in Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, Texas. Perfect. Go right ahead with your question, beautiful.
Okay, so I just had a quick question. So my son, he is in pre-K4. So beginning of the year, and I actually sent you a message last year. So now he's in a different school. But anyways, beginning of the year, the teacher kind of just sent me an email and just pretty much said that she was having a lot of trouble with him staying still. She said that from the moment he comes in the morning, pretty much until about lunchtime, he doesn't really settle down until after lunchtime. So she just said, I just recommend you just kind of touching base with the pediatrician.
There you go. This guy.
She said, because it's not normal. She's like, there's a mixture of kids in the class between 4 and 5. So she's like, out of all the kids, it's pretty much like, it's nothing like she's seen before, basically, is what she said verbatim. So she said, I just think that you should touch base with the pediatrician. Additionally, she said that like during story time, she had to outline a space for him. So I was like, okay.
Yeah, he's like a big kid. He has to have his props. I've talked about this. He's had all types of props, and he brings them out to get people. I don't know. I think in his mind, it's like I get attention by doing this, but it's really weird behavior. Okay. No, it's crazy. Yeah, it probably is. Okay. Yeah, he's bugging. That's what Umar does. Yeah. All right, let's keep going. Here we go.
So what does that mean? So she sends me a picture, and he is like in pretty much like duct tape. He's like outlined in a box, and she said that that's his special space.
Oh man, y'all
for
wow.
him to sit there.
How's it going,
So
Queen?
I found this out probably a month ago. So I'm just trying to see. I was just talking to my, his dad and my family, and just seeing.
Yeah, he can't stay still. That's that.
And like. Is that something that I should bring up to like the principal and stuff like that? Or should I just leave it be? Because she expressed like, oh, but it's working. Like I had to do this because it's the only way that I can get him to stop bothering the other kids.
So let me ask you a question. What grade is your son in?
He's in pre-K4.
He's in pre-K4. He does not have a preschool IEP, correct?
This guy over here.
No.
Okay, and she's
over here juggling watermelons, boy. I tell you.
Complaining about the behavior.
Correct.
And what did you say about the duct tape again?
So he's like, she has duct tape, a square pretty much for him to sit in during story time.
Yeah, I guess.
And it's about, in the picture, it looks like it's about 15 feet away from, I guess, where everybody sits for story
So he's
hour.
somewhat being isolated.
Yes, and that's what I was like, you're essentially ostracizing
Yeah, I
him
know.
from the rest of the class. And she's like, oh no.
Here we go again. Remember, he was eating bananas earlier. Next thing you know, he gonna have some fried chicken, and you know.
That's the only way that I can get him to not bother the other kids. She's like, otherwise, he's touching them.
Number one's
and
here.
he's,
What's up, number one?
I guess, being disruptive.
Okay. So, and this is a preschool, correct?
Yes.
And is this preschool, is it inside of a public school or is it a
That's what it is.
standalone preschool?
That's little Jermaine, like
No,
what
it's
name was
inside of a
saying.
public school.
It's inside of a public school.
Correct.
Okay. Does your son have an IEP?
He does not.
Okay.
Hey,
So yes, you need to write a
how you doing, K sis? Hope you're doing all right. I ain't seen you in a minute. You might have been in here, but I don't remember seeing you for a while. Hope you're doing all right. Your boy up here juggling watermelons.
letter to the principal, speaking to the
Here
fact that
you
your
go.
son is being discriminated against on the basis
Oh,
of
my
behavioral
goodness.
concerns. He's being
Yeah.
isolated from the other students. And in your opinion, this constitutes criminalization of your son.
Yeah,
That's
don't know.
number one.
I don't know. I can't
Number
call it.
two, okay, is what is the behavior management program in that classroom? In other words, the research.
Yeah, he beat that watermelon to activate his black power. So you crazy. Hey, but super chat, you crazy. All right, let me let this play. I wonder how long he gonna hold this watermelon.
Tells us, and best practice requires us to make sure we are providing our students, especially the young ones, with positive rewards and reinforcement. In other words, if your son is only getting attention when he's doing the wrong thing, he will never improve.
I don't know.
What happens when your son does the right thing?
Yeah.
If he does, story time with no issues, is there a token? Is there a chart? Is there a pat on the back? Is there any verbal praise? You want to investigate and you want to ask them, what are you doing to encourage positive behavior from my son? Because all I see is him being singled out when he does the wrong thing. And the research clearly shows us that children only improve when attention is being paid to the positive behavior. So if they're only going to pay attention to the negative behavior, he'll never get better. That's number one.
Right.
Number two, is there
maybe.
another
I don't
pre-K4
know.
class in that building?
Yeah.
So basically, he was brought in as
Yeah, I
a
see him rocking back
transfer.
and forth.
So from what I understood was that there was like no more room. So even when he got in, it was like, how do I call it? I guess they do like a draw system or something like that.
Yes.
So there would be no other room in the other classes, basically.
Well,
Because I thought about that. I said, I was like, can we get him into another class? And she pretty much was just trying to say that, like, oh, it's not going to matter because, like, it's him. In other words, she's like, I don't have this problem with any of the students.
What is the racial makeup of the students in the classroom? Are they mostly black or what's going on?
It's a mixture. I would say it's a mixture.
How many other
it's pretty
black boys?
diverse.
How many other black boys?
I would say probably 4.
4 black
4 or
boys
5,
out of how
there's
many
a
students?
Total of 15 of them in the class. It's about 15.
Okay.
15, 18, I think.
Well, you definitely need to write a letter. And if you want me to look at the letter, I can, expressing your concern about the isolation, the criminalization, the lack of positive reinforcement. I haven't heard, because no child misbehaves all day. No child.
Right.
So when are you providing my son with positive reinforcement throughout the day? And that would be a question.
Right.
I would like to know, when, if ever, is my son provided with positive reinforcement
he
throughout the
always do
day? Okay. And then on top of that, the teacher is what, white?
Correct.
Here he go.
Okay. And this school is in a black community?
It's a mix. It's not predominantly black. No.
It's not predominantly black. Okay. Because the other thing you got to think about, sister, and we're not there yet, but you need to think about it. And that is whether one day you may have to write a letter of complaint demanding an investigation due to racial discrimination by that school to the United States Department of Education Office of Civil Rights. There is a United States Department of Education Office of Civil Rights, and their job is to investigate accusations of discrimination against children. So if this continues, if they continue to isolate your son, you may have to make a complaint with the Department of Education Office of Civil Rights so they can investigate this. But the other thing I think you should consider doing,
and he went 0 to 60 and
is Googling black psychologists and black behavior specialists in Dallas and hiring them. Tell them, I would like to hire you to go into my son's preschool classroom and observe his behavior so you can give me and the teachers some strategies we can use to help him manage his behavior better. You're really hiring him in there to go in there as a spy.
Hire him to go in as a spy. Umar, you tripping now. Here you go. I don't know if it's... I don't know if is it ethical is really the question. Ethically, no. I mean, I guess anyone can get online and give their advice, but it's such a sensitive issue. I mean, all of these issues, I mean, there's HIPAA issues, I think, that are associated with this, HIPAA violations. Umar's not licensed. He's not certified. See, it'd be different if he got up here and says, listen, I just want to let people know I'm not certified. I'm not working as a school psychologist. I haven't worked as a school psychologist since 2011, but I'm here to give you my personal advice. I think that would kind of be different. But Umar, that's not what he's doing. He still claims to be a school psychologist. Hold watermelons and anyway. See, so ethically, it's a problem. Is it illegal? I'm not quite sure. Misrepresenting yourself as a professional psychologist, that is illegal. If you're saying you're a school psychologist, but you're not, and then you're using this idea that you're a school psychologist as a means of drawing an audience to you to get money out of him, because understand that even though he's doing these for free, he's talking about consultations though too. See, so really the black parent, I don't even know what he calls these things, these teleconferences, they're twofold. Number one, it allows Umar to present himself as if he's some sort of professional when he's not. But then number two, it provides the illusion that, for people who are calling in, that he's some sort of an expert, and then he's able to give advice that ultimately funnels into the possibility of actually turning these people into an income stream. Again, is it ethical? No. Is it illegal? I would like to think so, but maybe not. Maybe not. Thanks for the super chat. Yeah, was that a super chat? I don't even remember if that was a super chat. I was running my mouth. Let's see. Don't this fool say not to buy? Yeah, he says that all the time. He'll say black people shouldn't be buying NFL merchandise or NBA merchandise, but he wears it all the time. I've even seen him wear baseball, what he calls paraphernalia. It's merchandise, but he say paraphernalia. But that's the hypocrisy of Umar. He wants to dictate to black people what they should be doing with their money. And then he begs for y'all's money. And then he'll do with your money what he told you not to do with your money. See, but that's the cult aspect of this, Derek. Okay. And that's plain as day. I mean, even the SETI rant, didn't he have on a Phillies thing with the ball on the top talking crazy? Thanks for the super chat, Derek. Okay, let's get back to it. We're going to go for another 30 minutes. Okay, I want to get through as much of these other videos, and then so that tomorrow we're going to focus on one video, and that's the one everyone's talking about. It's a 50-minute video, but we'll probably just go through from the beginning to the end, and I'll have my commentary and stuff. It's going to be crazy. Thank you all so much for tuning on in. I hope you're enjoying the show. And Black Will Rise sent in a super sticker. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Damon says it's not illegal, but one doesn't have to do any of the advice he has. Yeah, you're right about that. They don't have to listen to what Umar is saying. That's true. Yeah, very true. James just sent me a message and said Umar just posted. Let's go and take. Here we go. Let me do a screen share. He needed bad. That Cash App got shut down, and Umar, and he watching this live stream right now. He's sitting back like shit. He said the Cookie Crush chat, they fucking with my money. Let me get this PayPal. Shout out to James. James be sending me all the receipts. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you, bro. I give you credit inside of the documentary for sure. All right, let's go. Here we go. Let's go over to Umar's Instagram page. You got to bring up the past as if it's the present. Here it is. This was posted 5 minutes ago. He's sitting in a hotel room watching this live stream right now. He said, let me get on here because the Cookie Crush chat, they whooping my ass tonight. But they're going to come back tomorrow. And I know they're going to do the video where I was going in on my supporters because they ain't giving me my money. These hoes ain't loyal. That's what Umar said. These hoes ain't loyal out here. I need to get on my PayPal because my Cash App got shut down. Here we go. This was 5 minutes ago. It says Heaven on Earth. FDMG Academy. Hashtag Dr. Umar School for Boys. I remember this picture. It says, we came a long way since purchasing the school 6 years ago. Umar, it ain't gonna work, bro. It ain't gonna work. You sitting up there watching this live stream right now with your bum ass. So you fucked up. See, if you would hush your mouth and wasn't talking crazy, none of this. There have been other people that have been talking about you, but you know, the quick course chat is different. Okay. But that's on you, man. You should talking about you gonna pull up team and all this shit. You ain't gonna do shit. Living in your mama closet when you can. I know you watching this right now. Big old bum. You ain't nothing but a Cash App struggle scammer. Try to get on your Instagram, try to do damage control. It ain't gonna work, bro. He said, we came a long way since purchasing the school 6 years ago. Thank you to our loyal donors for standing with me. We are almost to the he said we almost to the finish line. What in the world? Come on, Umar, stop. You got to stop this, man. You're almost to the finish line. And then what does he put at the end? PayPal. Because he ain't got no cash. He need that money bad. He already feeling the, yeah, that's what he said. He said almost. I don't know. Don't nobody know. Don't nobody know. This is an old picture too, by the way. Because he got some toilets put in. Now they try to show how much work he's done over the last 6 years. Okay. And then he got his P.O. box on there. See, this is desperation. Umar's in a bad state right now. He's probably already feeling effects of not being able to have instant money come in to his Cash App. See, a person could argue, they can say, yeah, but they can just send it to his PayPal. Well, understand that for the last 7 years, this has been the main means to people that's sending in money. They're used to using Cash App. Some don't even have PayPal. So there's going to be a percentage of people that's going to say, listen, I'm not going to set up a PayPal account to do this, and I'm not going to send him no check in the mail either. So that's money that he's not going to be able to get like he used to be able to get through Cash App. So he's in desperation mode. He's posting things like this because we own him as damage control, but also you can tell already that this issue of money not coming directly to him through the Cash App that he's been used to for the last 7 years is impacting him. And he knows it's going to be a struggle, a serious struggle. But see, Umar, that's what you get. You should have got a job. You should have just got a job. Stop scamming. See? You Cash App. I'm sorry. You're a Cash App struggle scammer, and now look at you. Yeah, he can't say hit the Cash App no more. He didn't put that on there. See, he can't put it on there no more. You see, look on here. You see Cash App anywhere? Cash App was the main thing that he used to promote. Not no more. Yeah, he watching Blackwood right. He watching right now. He probably got about $40 left in his Cash App, and he's thinking, how am I got to eat. I got to get me some food. I got to get a hotel. I got to pay for this hotel room tomorrow. I got to go turn this heat down. Are you watching right now? I know you don't listen because you're hard-headed. I'm going to give you my best advice. On Monday, you do a live and you don't talk about nothing else. Okay, don't talk about nothing else. You come to the people and you apologize for being a failure with this FDMG school scam, and apologize for taking over $2 million of Black people's money and tricking it off, meaning that you don't have anything to show for it. I apologize, family, for taking over $2 million, over $2 million. Don't be repeating shit 3 times either. Over $2 million. I apologize for taking this money and I have not produced. I haven't stop. Don't do no 3 times shit. I have not produced. Not one Black child has been. I apologize. I not one Black child has been educated. I want to come to the people. I'm going to send the rest of the money that I have left over, which is about $32.57. I'm going to refund, and I'm not going to ask for another dime. I'm going to get a job. I'm going to get a job on Monday. Now, Umar, what's going to happen is there's going to be a percentage of people that's going to go in on you, and they're going to be laughing at you, and they'll be like, yeah, Lenon was right. Most people already know that anyway. Okay. So he was right about him all the time. He's, Umar. But then there's going to be a percentage of people that's going to say, you know what, all is forgiven. And they're still going to rock with you, bro. Because Black people, we are very forgiving people. We're very forgiving. We're very forgiving. Okay? And that's what would happen. But see, Umar, you would have to come to the people with humility, which you don't have because of the narcissism. You have to come to the people with honesty, which you don't have because you're a habitual liar. And you have to come to the people without seeking to manipulate them. But it's difficult for you to do that because you're a master manipulator and you're the great deceiver of our time. See? And so it's hard to come to the table with honesty and sincerity and speak the truth. Okay? You're a scam artist and you're a Pan-African struggle con man. That's what you are. You're not even Pan-Africanist, so I'll throw it in there anyway. See, come to the people and tell the truth that you've tricked off all this money and it's not going to work. And don't blame nobody else. Don't blame anybody else. Just hold yourself personally accountable. See, that's what a lot of people are really looking for from you is for you to admit that you're a con man and then hold yourself personally accountable. That's what really people are looking for. Okay, it's not going to happen though because you've been living like this. You listen, to be real with you, you were raised this way and you've had this type of mentality, in my opinion, speculation, since you were a child. And you don't want change. You're uncomfortable with change. See, that's why when things get bad, you always end back up at your mama's closet. I remember you said, real quick, Umar, because I know you watched. I remember you said to Seth, he was like, "What kind of man, at the age of 50, sleeping on his mama's couch?" And here we are all these years later, and you're 50. And when you can't afford to get that hotel motel room using the donor's money, you right there in your mama closet, sleeping on the couch. Or sitting in that funky ass chair. Literally. It's funky, it's stanky, it's old and decrepit. So you got some nerve talking about other people when at the end of the day, you don't have a pot to piss in. You don't have a wife. You ain't got no kid. You don't take care of your kids. You got 3 baby mamas. And Umar, you need to come to the people and say, hey, listen, I also want to apologize to all the Black women that I done ran through and got in them skins and were all up in their guts. And I want to apologize because I got the bumpity bump on my lip because I shouldn't have been living like that. That's what you should do. And say, I'm not going to do it again. I apologize. I also want to apologize to the young lady that I impregnated who was in her early 20s when I was 41. That's what you need to do. You need to look at your life and look at it for what it is and deal with the reality of the situation. Because at the age of 50, ain't nothing going to get better for you, bro. What you gonna be doing 5 years from now, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years from now? You still gonna be asking for donations for a school that don't exist? You're gonna be 60 fucking years old. being an e-beggar at 60? Think about this, Umar. When you got that young lady pregnant who was in her early 20s and you were 41, you could have been 40 when you got her pregnant, but you was put on child support when you were 41. You don't want to claim that because you don't want people to realize that at the age of 40, you messing with these younger ladies like that. Fucking predator. It's predatory. But back then, Umar, you were 41. Time flies, don't it? Now you're 50. And time gonna fly by quick, and you're gonna be 60, still talking about we working on FDMG. Come on, son. Come on. I'm gonna say, come on, son, but damn, bro. You need to look at your life for really where it's at. Okay. Tariq Nasheed said it, and he said that you've been a lifelong failure, and it's true. But that don't mean you can't make changes. I don't think you will. I'm just trying to hip you to the game. Okay, because I've been trying to get you straight. Your ass don't listen. You hard-headed. You hard-headed to the motherfucker, boy. If you look at your life critically and look at how it has devolved to what you up in here inside these hotel motel rooms in your drawers playing with watermelons and shit. That's what you've become. And tomorrow, when we get into that video tomorrow, we really gonna see. I don't mean to go off on you, but I do mean to go off on you because you don't listen. I've been trying to get you straight all these years, but you don't listen. He watched. He ain't listening though. See? Next thing you're probably gonna post the fire picture, that fake fire picture up on here in a minute. Talking about all the stuff we done been through. Oh my God. Oh my God. All we done been through. Yeah, that's what you're gonna do. Anyway, thanks, Blacks Worldwide. Black Worldwide. Cookie Crush chat is undefeated. Your kids will see this. Says Umar had me so pro-black. I got a black Labrador. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You got a black Labrador. That's wild. Okay. Let's get back to it. Thank you for a super chat. Okay, let's finish this video up. We're going to go for another 15 minutes, y'all. Okay, we still got 1,200 people in the building. Make sure you get your vote in. As of right now, we got 1,700 votes, over 1,700 votes. What is Umar Johnson's top scam? 86% say FDMG, 4% say the shockumentary, 3% say the Rules of Romance book, and 8% say other. By the way, Umar, this is what I'm saying about the failure part. I don't mean to make you feel bad, but damn, you need to realize the truth about all of this stuff. And you should feel bad because that'll make you realize you need to make some changes, right? But you big papa. When you do your live streams on Instagram, you have over 1 million followers. You're not even getting 1,000 people to tune in. So you done screwed up everything, man. These people, a lot of these people, they still subscribe, but they don't support you like that. They're just looking at the next bullshit you're gonna do because they stopped believing in you a long time ago. A lot of people, and like I said, you have the only strategy for redemption from all this scamming is just to come clean. And again, there's gonna be percentage that are gonna be like, damn, and they're gonna be hurt by it. But black people, we are very forgiving people. But see, that's not it. You just don't do that. You got to get your life together. You need to get into rehab. Okay, you need to get the psychological and mental health services that you need by professionals, get into rehab, get the substance abuse issues under control, and start to rebuild your life. Okay, you're 50. And the only reason why you're still been able to do this at the age of 50 is through your donors' financial support. If they didn't support you, you would be a broke ass. Well, you're already a broke ass bum, but you would be a broke ass bum living out on the street in a cardboard box, literally, or you'd be living inside your mama closet when you can. But you don't see it for what it is. You don't want to make the changes. You think you're the big pop and you all this. But, let me say something. Umar, all of that is a facade. That's just a facade that you use to make you feel better about your life, where it's at, and what you've reduced yourself to. You see? You want to say that you're the greatest and you're the most, but that's just you compensating for the fact that you're a lifelong failure. And see, listen, ain't nothing wrong with failure, but there's something wrong with where you don't want to make the changes needed. And so what you do in your own mind is to stay in the delusion is you create these fantasies about who you are and what it's a stage show. You're not a school psychologist. You're not a therapist. You're not a school principal. You're not a vice principal. Okay? Shit, you're not even a Pan-African. Pan-Africanist. You're a broke, dusty bum. So deal with it. See? And guess what? You're still going to remain a broke, dusty bum, 51, 52 years old, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61. You're still going to be a broke, dusty bum. Because ultimately, the money that you do receive isn't going towards your own uplift, nor is it going towards these black boys that you're supposed to be uplifting. This money is going towards you living out your lifestyle, which has caused your destruction from the inside out. It ain't nobody's fault but you. Okay? All right. Yeah, it would be long and arduous, but that's life, you know? And we have to make a decision, but we got to be clear about where we're at any given time and start taking steps, baby steps, as what's his name says, one step at a time. Okay? And it can be done. I don't think it will, because I think the narcissism in Umar is so great that he actually see. I think what he sees himself as in his mind at times is really a coping mechanism. It's a coping mechanism for him not having to look in the mirror and see how much of his life has devolved into what it has become. See? So everything is all self-aggrandizement over and over and over again. Okay, but you do that self-aggrandizing, you're not dealing with the core issues. In particular with Umar, he's not dealing with the fact that he's failed in so many different areas, and he's been given every single opportunity to be successful. But he has so many different issues, not just the mental health issues, the substance abuse issues too. Gambling, you know, him wanting to crush cookies, the sexual exploitation of black women. See, he's a sexual deviant. I mean, he all of this wrapped up. It would be long and arduous, but you know, he's 50. He can start today. Thanks, Elizabeth. And SJ Talks and Life sent in a super sticker. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Let me just make sure I got to everyone. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. Let's get back to it. Okay, we're gonna go for another 9 minutes. All right, but we will be back tomorrow. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to show the live stream. That's an accident. Here we go right here.
Tell you what's really happening in that class. That's what you're really doing. But you're not going to call it that. You're going to say we're doing it so he can observe the class and give us some recommendations for how to better work with my son. But you need a letter right now because you got to have a paper trail. You got to have a paper trail.
And I thought about it because I was listening to you. It was quite some time ago about, getting in touch with the other parents that are in the classroom, because my son mentioned, he said, Mommy, my friend, he can't come back to school because the teacher, I don't want to say her name, she said that he wasn't a very good listener. So his mom said that he's not going to come back to that school. And I thought, I was just like, is it possible, again, wanting to be fair, but knowing how they are, is it possible that it's not just my son? But I haven't been able to get in contact with those other parents just so that we can just kind of, get together to see if something may be going on.
I got you. Oh, that would be powerful if you could have a meeting with the other parents and come up with a plan of attack. That would be very powerful.
Right.
That would be very powerful.
Said, because when I, if you don't mind, I may have to send you the picture. And my heart almost dropped because I was like, that is not okay. And I said, what about his self-esteem? And she's like, he doesn't seem to display any low self-esteem to me.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, but
I'm not laughing at this lady. I'm y'all crazy. Y'all so crazy. I'm looking at people who posted on the post that Umar posted on his Instagram page. I'm looking at people's comments already. Someone said, so no opening date for the abandoned buildings? All right. Poor Umar. I feel bad for him sometimes, but this is his own doing. Ain't nobody else's fault. And someone said, "What's up, Lenon the Cook Chat? Watching the live." And someone said he posted because he's watching Lenon right now. Oh man, that's wild. All right, let's go.
You're not his mom though. You know, like if I was in, and you can clearly see, it's like the yellow duct tape that they use. He is outlined in the square of yellow duct tape, and she's like, this is where he has to sit.
Nah, no child can do that. No child. She's criminalizing your son.
Here he go. Let me skip through. He's still playing with the watermelon.
Feel that I have no other choices but to try to make this work. I know this will be a hard answer since I'm not on the phone with you, Dr. Umar, but any kind of advice would be greatly appreciated, and I'm open to private sessions with you as well. My beautiful African sister from Philadelphia, 571. I'm not sure. What area code is 571? What area code is 571? I'm talking to the sister in 571. What area code is 571? Let me say this to the sister. First of all, don't make any more betas with the beta male. Don't make any more babies with the beta male.
Yeah, I only saw one. But the thing is, because of everything that's taking place with Umar with the Cash App, that's what happens, you know. For some of these Umar Johnson followers, they feel as if, you know, things are bad for them too, because their cult leader, things are bad for him since the Cash App got shut down. But the truth of the matter is that I already told the truth on Umar a long time ago, you know, and they can do what they're going to do. But the truth is the truth. The facts are the facts. I'll continue to present that to people. Here we go.
Don't make any more babies with the beta male. We can't talk about black men being beta males, ladies, if you're going to keep giving him your sugar box. If he's a beta male, why was he allowed to go swimming in your royal waters? If he is a beta male, why did you allow him to go swimming in your royal sacred waters? No more babies by beta males. Put it on the t-shirt, put it on the hat, put it on the hoodie, wear it to the Super Bowl. No more babies by beta males. Now here's the next thing. I want to know why you still with him, because you're telling me he doesn't produce. He's not making much money.
Well, that's you, Umar. You don't produce shit. All you do is run your mouth, and you're not making no money. You're a scammer. You are a Cash App struggle scammer. You ain't got no job. You ain't worked a job since 2011, 2010, 2011. You talking about you.
He ain't got no smoke for the men who disrespect you.
All you do is disrespect black women, Umar.
He's extremely hard on your daughter.
Umar, you don't even take care of your kids. What you talking about?
He's a beta male.
Umar, based on your definition, and I'm not all into that. You're a super beta male. Live in your mama closet when you can.
Why are you with him? Would you like to come be one of my co-wives?
We're going to have to leave this live stream right here, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. I don't know how we're going to get through this week. I'm trying to, in my mind, I'm trying to figure this out because we have to get to the video. I wanted to do it today, but everyone's talking about it. I really want to finish. What I want to do is to rewind this and hear what she says in total, and then finish what he says and see how this goes. But there's there's 3 other videos that we still got to get to. One is 30 minutes long. The other one is 16, and the other one is 1 minute and 55 seconds. And then we can get to this video right here. This is the video I really want to get to. I don't know how I'm going to do this. The only thing I can think of is tomorrow, pick up where we left off, and then use the rest of that live stream to get through these other videos, and then come back on Wednesday, and all we'll do is the video that I wanted to really get to today. That's the only thing that I can think of. I mean, technically, I could stay on here for a little longer, but I'm really through. Umar, and he does this every once in a while, where he says something or he does something that just I'm like, I can't even keep going. I can't even keep going with this. That's the tentative plan, because I really only went live stream twice this week, but maybe we'll have to do Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday tomorrow, we'll finish up with this one. We'll do these other 3, and then we'll come back on Wednesday and we'll just focus on that main video. I think that'll be the plan, at least right now. The timestamp for this video is 47 minutes. Where he says this is 47 minutes and 41 seconds. I'll tell you what, let's do this before we close out, because I did say we won't be, well, I was supposed to be done now. Let's go back to prep for tomorrow. I want to play the what she says leading up to Umar saying this, just so that we can have context, and then tomorrow we'll pick it up right there, okay, if you guys don't mind. So let's go back here.
Would you like to come and be one of my co-wives in Wilmington, Delaware? But no, seriously, sisters.
Yeah, seriously. Let's go back.
To men in his life who I Okay, let me see. I don't want to go on the live. I have a 6-year-old daughter. I'm currently pregnant. I'm terribly worried and concerned about giving birth to a little boy. I love my husband, but I feel like he lacks the ability to teach my son how to be a man. We are in our early 30s. Neither of us are not perfect, but I can see in my husband that he is a beta male. In my opinion, my husband is a beta male and is extremely hard on our daughter. But when it comes to men in his life who I feel are nasty or rude, he doesn't meet them with the same energy. Sometimes I feel like the man in the relationship, and it makes me uncomfortable and uneasy knowing that I have to depend on him to be a father to my son. I am currently in medical school, working part-time, trying to find another part-time job. I feel that he doesn't have the best work ethic. He's comfortable just making pennies. Doesn't do a lot of effort, put a lot of effort in his life. I don't have the strongest village, so I feel that I have no other choices but to try to make this work. I know this will be a hard answer since I'm not on the phone with you, Dr. Umar, but any kind of advice would be greatly appreciated, and I'm open to private sessions with you as well. My beautiful African sister from 571. I'm not sure. What area code is 571? What area code is 571? I'm talking to the sister in 571. What area code is 571? Let me say this to the sister. First of all, don't make any more betas with the beta male. Don't make any more babies with the beta male. Don't make any more babies with the beta male. We can't talk about black men being beta males, ladies, if you're going to keep giving him your sugar box. If he's a beta male, why was he allowed to go swimming in your royal waters? If he is a beta male, why did you allow him to go swimming in your royal sacred waters? No more babies by beta males. Put it on the t-shirt, put it on the hat, put it on the hoodie, wear it to the Super Bowl. No more babies by beta males. Now here's the next thing. I want to know why you still with him, because you're telling me he doesn't produce. He's not making much money. He ain't got no smoke for the men who disrespect you. He's extremely hard on your daughter. He's a beta male. Why are you with him? Would you like to come be one of my co-wives? Would you like to come and be one of my co-wives in Wilmington, Delaware? But
I'm done for tonight, y'all. Damn. This guy. I ain't nothing I can say. Yeah, that's what he said. He said sugar box. He's just talking freak off talk right at this point. Okay, we're gonna pick it up at the 47-minute, 40-second mark tomorrow. We'll get through these other 3 videos. One of them is longer, the other 2 are shorter. That'll set us up for Wednesday, what we do, and we're only going to focus on Wednesday, the video that everyone's talking about right now. I really wanted to get into it today, but we're gonna wait. I want to go step by step. And we'll live stream 3 times this week as opposed to 2. I want to thank the Cookie Crush chat for hanging in there. Okay. I don't know what to say. I really don't. I want to thank the mods for handling business. We'll see an uptick with the Umar Johnson trolls and stuff. It made me Umar, some of them at least. We'll see an uptick with that as things continue to spiral out of control with Umar. It's like Umar's built a mushroom castle in the sky. And what has happened is that as time progresses, more and more people believe in this castle in the sky. But what they don't realize is that the more they believe, the higher this castle goes in the sky. But the higher it goes in the sky, the closer it gets to the sun. And because it's all marshmallow, it begins to melt. So what has happened is that it's gotten so high that CashApp shut him down. And so now things are melting in this castle in the sky. It's all marshmallow. Okay, but now it's just, so what happens is a lot of the people that have been believing in this dream, this castle in the sky, they have to go somewhere in order to deal with the fact that it's all a mirage. You know, it's all fantasy land. It's a delusion. It's all a scam, and that Umar is nothing more than a CashApp struggle scammer. And so they come here because they want to try to defend their belief system in something that's already falling. I mean, it's something that's already dissolving. It's something that's already melting away, and it has been for a long time. This isn't anything new. But CashApp is huge in all of this because that has been Umar's primary means of getting money out of the Black community over the last 7 years of his life. And so his followers, they're scattering, you know, and they're trying to figure out a way to make this thing keep floating. But no, it's already on its way down. It has been for some time. And my job is to continue to provide the receipts, and everything that I say is factual. And when I speculate, I'll tell people that I'm speculating, but I rarely do that. I try to not do that. One last point I want to make here is that Umar's interaction with this woman, he's picking up on signs and cues based upon what she's saying. Now, people say he could be making this up. That's true. He could have pre-written this shit. I wouldn't put it past him because he's a master manipulator. He's the great deceiver of our time. But the wording inside of the message, it was sent to him as a text message, and for whatever reason, she didn't want to call. There's cues there. She's talking about her husband, alleged husband. She's talking because we don't know. Okay, all of it's a big old delusion anyway, right? It's a fantasy up in the sky. It's a marshmallow shit up there floating around. She's disappointed in her husband. She feels as if he's not doing what he's supposed to do. He's not providing for her the way that she would like, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But that gives Umar this opportunity as the predator that he is, to throwing something in there. He starts by disparaging her husband, which makes no sense. As someone who's supposed to be professional or supposed to be a professional psychologist or therapist, whatever, you're not trained to, you're trained not to do that. But Umar does it because he's not a professional. He doesn't have a license. He's never had a license, and he currently holds no certifications for anything. But Umar takes this as an opportunity to prey upon this hypothetical woman. And what he does is he disparages the husband. He says he has these words to devalue the husband. He talks about how, he sexualizes the conversation about how, why are you giving up the honey box or whatever the shit he said, sugar box, because he always goes there. And then he throws something out there for consideration. But get this, it's not simply for this woman who's allegedly texted him this message to consider the possibility of becoming one of his co-wives. That's not it. That's not all of it. It's for all of the other Black women who are out there, who are struggling in different situations, and maybe they're disappointed in their husband, or maybe they don't got a man and they're a single mother and they're struggling. It's a message for them to consider the possibility of becoming one of his co-wives in Wilmington. See, this is what I mean by Umar is the great deceiver of our time in the Black conscious space. Y'all follow this? Hit the one. Very crafty on his part. See, he's a great deceiver. He's a master manipulator. And he'll do anything and everything he can to try to get money out of people, but then also to sexually exploit you Black women. And then Umar tries to clear it up by saying, oh, I'm joking. No, see, understand something, that men of character and men of integrity, we don't joke like that. You ain't going to hear me up in here talking about, yeah, well, maybe we can. No, that's not, we don't do that. We don't do that. See, but that's one of the major difference with Umar and I. See, Umar, he's a predator. He's a sexual predator and sexual deviant. Me, I'm committed to my wife. We've been together now for almost 25 years. And perhaps, to close out, perhaps that's the reason why I have to continue to do these Umar Johnson videos. Perhaps. Because the exploitation of Black women has been going on for such a long time. And in my opinion, not enough people speak out about it, in particular Black men speak out about it. And the fact that Umar is doing this real time, we get an example of it over and over again. Perhaps it's important for it to be called out in real time. And I'm one of the men who has consistently done that. And I'll continue to do so. Okay. I want to thank you all so much for tuning on into this live stream. Again, the plan is tomorrow we'll come back. We'll finish up this video. We'll get through the other 3 videos. 2 of them are really, really short. And then on Wednesday, we'll come back and we'll do a live stream to cover the video that everyone's talking about. Is from 3 days ago, where Umar announces officially that his Cash App has been terminated. And then everyone's been talking about how he's been disparaging his donors and saying all this other stuff. We'll get into that video on Wednesday. I want to thank you guys so much for sticking with me, not just during this live stream, but all the other live streams we've done dealing with Umar. It's not easy sometimes. I also want to thank everyone who's been supportive of my YouTube page. I want to thank everyone who sent in Cash Apps. If you sent in PayPal, my information is listed down below in the description of this video. Of course, the super chats are very much appreciated. If you send in super stickers, thank you so much. And also thanks to the mods for handling business. You guys can expect an uptick in the Umar Johnson supporters coming over here, but understand that it is merely the result of them being in a situation wherein it's desperation mode for their cult leader. And so they come here to vent. But really the truth of the matter is that they should be going to Umar. Okay, don't put this on me. Don't put this on the Cookie Crush chat. Hold your cult leader accountable. Okay? And as we always do.
See your eyes shine, she's my snow bunny queen. In the winter light, so she's my sweet love supreme. Touch to my nose, this love was God is so raw. Make you move, stepping out of control.
you're very welcome. Yeah, thank you for tuning in. What's up, Black Mario? Indigo. Next week. Hold on, please. Corbett, thanks for tuning in.
She's my snow bunny, please. In the winter light, so she's my sweet love supreme. Touch my nose, this lover's got it so
You crazy, right?
Make you move, stepping out,
Hey, y'all.
of control.
Hey, I got blueprint. Yeah, good night, everybody. Thanks for tuning on in. Hope you enjoyed the show. Hit that like button and hit out the building. We'll be back tomorrow night. Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, you right about that. Hey, K, sis, good to see you. Hope you're doing all right. Hope to see you tomorrow.
Make you move, stepping out of control.
What's up, Jazzy?
Snow bunny.
What up, last call?
Everything's so right. Got that smooth soul feel. No, that's
That's James Brown Cub. Getting it in. Here comes the H-back.
See her eyes shine. She's my snow bunny, please. In the winter light, so she's my sweet love supreme. Touch my nose, this lover's got it so raw. Make
Salute,
it
bro.
move, stepping out of control. Snow bunny. Everything's so right. Got that smooth soul feel. No, that's
Yeah, he said what's up, Jane? They said they going in on that post. I know. I went back and looked. I ain't gonna let me look one more time. I ain't gonna look, but let me go look one more time. He probably gonna delete it. He deleted some of the comments already. He watching this show. Who are watching this show right now? Let me make sure. Yeah, he deleted those comments I was mentioning earlier. Poor Umar. He deleted them. He watching this show right now. Look at he all sad, mad and upset. Well, that's your fault, Umar. Get it together, man. That's all I'm saying. Shit. That's all I'm saying. All right, we'll be back tomorrow for another live stream. Shout out to the Cook Crush Chat. Cook Crush Chat's undefeated. And I mean this sincerely. I appreciate all the support, and I sincerely love y'all. Okay, I appreciate y'all. Much respect to everyone in the Cookie Crush Chat. Y'all undefeated. I'll see y'all tomorrow, okay? All right, y'all take care. Peace.